Put the link in the chat for the Akin real quick again, just to make sure. Let them know that we up. All right. All right, we set up here. All right. Shalom, shalom, Akim and Nakwa. We're going to get started by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Yahweh being the name of who the world knows as God. Yahweh Shah being the Son, who the world ignorantly knows as Jesus Christ. Of course, what we're going to do is we're going to just sum up, of course, with the news, the issues. You got to keep up with modern times and what's going on. Kyrie, Irving, now being the next person. First it was Ye, dealing with the issues of professing himself to be a Jew and being canceled. Now the next person on board is Kyrie Irving. And of course, he was forced into giving an apology. Hence the title, Kyrie Irving apologized for what? Because we're here to figure out what's the need for him to apologize, right? He was forced to do it. And we know these small hats are, we know what happens when they make that phone call. So he's not built for that pressure just as of yet right now. We don't have the gospel of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Of course, you can see how people could fall to it, and it doesn't mean it's the end for him. But we'll just kind of recap to see, how we got to this particular point that we're at, where he had to force an apology. For one, posting a link, right? And we're going to get into that article. I'm going to show it first. I'm going to get into the apology, and then we're going to get into why he's apologizing. All right. So, Kyrie Irving issues Instagram apology, and this is on CBSSports.com article that they posted. Kyrie Irving issues Instagram apology hours after Nets suspend him for statements on anti-Semitism. And of course, everyone's heard pretty much that he's gotten suspended for 5 games, which we'll get into because he didn't give the apology the way that they wanted him to give it, which really didn't apologize per se. He apologized for what he needed and we felt like he needed to apologize for, but that was, I'm sorry if I offended anybody, for if you were hurt, but I didn't create the article. I didn't create the documentary. So let's read this a little bit. A week after promoting a film filled with anti-Semitic tropes on his social media accounts, Brooklyn Nets Kyrie Irving apologized for his actions late Thursday night following days of calls for him to apologize and fully disavow the film's contents. Irving 30 promoted Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up Black America, a film that is filled with anti-Semitic views on his Twitter and Instagram accounts on October 27th. Then spent much of the last week refusing to acknowledge how hateful and divisive the content is. And I'm going to let y'all go ahead, Akim, if y'all want to say anything on that, because for one, this Hebrews to Negroes thing is on Amazon Prime. I took a look at it a little bit some yesterday. So on Amazon Prime, you can rent it for about $10, $11. So the fact that it's on Amazon Prime, right? That's no underground budget streaming platform.
Right.
You can get on this thing and watch it up there. So the fact that it's even up there, how is it a problem? Deal with the people who allow and Amazon who allowed that documentary to be up there in the first place.
And when you go pull that documentary, man, you see so many other videos claiming that we the chosen, all kind of videos up there, man, all kind of documentaries. So for them to just come at this, and that video been on there how long? I mean, that movie been on there since like 2018. It been on Amazon since 2018, and ain't nobody heard a peep about it. I didn't even never knew it was on there, me, until this stuff came up.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was on there. I thought you had to go to his website or.
Me too.
I didn't know it was available for streaming. I knew he had it for sale on DVD, but not streaming on Amazon. you know.
Yep. That was brought to my attention too, right? We knew about the book, right? But the whole movie was a different thing, so that made me want to go check it out too.
Yep.
I'm still an hour in on the second one because of the first one I watched. I was like, I don't really see why they're even hammering him at all on this one, but and then even then, because the first one even just stated who we are as a people. It's not all accurate. We know the doctrine is not all even accurate. There's some truth. You got to take the meat out with the bones. Got to take the meat out from the bones on that one. But even still, even just for you claiming to be who you are, of course, Esau has a problem with that because that reveals who they really are.
Yeah. They exercise the power of the beasts that were before them. One of those being was when the Greek Empire came into fruition, it became unlawful to call yourself a Jew. In fact, you could probably get that. We could start there.
Yes.
Kind of build off and go to 2 Maccabees 6.
Yeah, let's do that. Let me get.
You could just start at the first now. Understand like what type of levels this thing is, because you got certain people within our nation that are down with the oppressor. So you have like guys like Shaq, who's not only is he an Omega, but he's also, I believe, he's also part of the Boule, which would be, I think,
yeah, he is.
Phi. Then he's also a part of the Masonic, huh?
Now, his videos out there where you can see him pledging.
Yeah.
Like for the Boule or something. I don't know what it was. Correct. Boule, Masons or something. He got on the whole outfit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's why he made statements against Kanye West and against Kyrie. Of course, we know Chuck is he's a straight up, he's been cooning for a very long time. So that goes without saying with him. So you'll never see those men profess themselves to be to be an Israelite or anything like that.
You mentioned his extra giant coon friend Shaq, right?
Yeah, Shaq. Well, you definitely Chuck, Charles Barkley. Mm-hmm. You got 2 Maccabees chapter 6.
Con. So let me know if you see it.
Yeah, you can just yeah. You can go ahead and start at the top. Just read down to 6. So I'll break down 1 after you read verse 1, and then you can read down to 6 after that.
Okay. All right. 2 Maccabees chapter 6. We'll start at 1. Not long after this, the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers and not to live after the laws of Yahweh.
Yeah, so basically the type of man that would be a man that they would hand pick among the people. So this is more than likely a Jew that lived in Athens who was basically accustomed with the way of the heathen. He probably was a prominent man that had somewhat of a name, because they're going to bring somebody that has some level of influence. It's basically like a Boule member. Now, if you go into the history of the Boule is actually goes into the advisors of the king. It's basically a set of elders that advise the king of the Greek Empire. That's the original origin of the Boule. So the Boule was created around this time. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing new under the sun. So when Esau had freed our people from chattel slavery, especially here in Babylon, what they did is they instituted a control mechanism, which is known as the Boule, which the Boule actually started as a precursor of your so-called black fraternities. Okay. And so those men that were part of the Boule, they went about to create these various so-called black fraternities, fraternal organizations, your alphas, your omegas, your kappas, and your omegas, and your iotas. Like, so basically your whole so-called, they call it the Black Panhellenic. which is basically your pan-Hellenized sororities. And if you look up historically, the most influential people amongst our people are usually those that are in these organizations. For example, you have the likes of Martin Luther King, who I believe was an Alpha. He was Alpha Phi Alpha. And then if you look up a lot of the so-called black mayors of a lot of these, almost all of them have to be a part of that. So they keep the Hellenization going among the people, and try and make us depart from the ways of our fathers by basically promoting, basically an American lifestyle, a so-called, Western lifestyle among our people. So you can keep going.
Come.
2 down to 6.
And to pollute also the terrible in Jerusalem, and to call it the temple of Jupiter, Olympus, and that in Gerizim of Jupiter, the defender of strangers, as they did deserve that dwelt in the place. As they did desire that dwelt in the place. The coming in of this mischief was sore and grievous to the people, for the temple was filled with riot and reveling by the Gentiles, who dallied with harlots and had to do with women within the circuit of the holy places, and besides that brought in things that were not lawful. The altar also was filled with profane things, which the law forbiddeth. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days, or ancient fasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
Yes, that word there, really, ancient fast, I believe it's meaning ancient feast. Don't know how. I think I have the other translation here as well. But so neither was it. So they were not able to keep the Sabbath day. Then they weren't able to also keep the ancient feast. And it was unlawful to even profess yourself to be a Jew. So if you called yourself a Jew, this is where the whole issue with the Greeks. This is where they forced a lot of our people to basically take on the identity of being a Greek and to live their ways. You want to say something, y'all?
No, I was just agreeing with you.
Right.
I was agreeing with you. But that scripture fit perfectly with what's going on, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
one of the brothers brought it out earlier, and when me and Azariah was on there, Azariah was like, "Oh yeah, that we had forgot all about that one." But that scripture fit perfectly what's going on.
Let me read the New Revised Standard Version of that verse 6. This is 2 Maccabees 6:6. It says, "People could neither keep the Sabbath nor observe the festivals of their ancestors," so the ancient feasts of their ancestors, "not so much as confess themselves to be Jews." So you couldn't even confess that you were a Jew. Okay?
Nope.
They went that far.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what this whole thing is about. They keep on saying anti-Semitic, but Kanye West, the only area where he went kind of extreme, is where he said the DEFCON 3, which they exaggerated his ability to, he meant that from it's called hyperbole. He wants to have a full-on discussion, a war of words, essentially.
That's how Jake talk, though. That's how Jake talk, man. We be talking, man. I was about to go ham on that Joker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's how we talk, man. I'm about to go DEFCON 3.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, come on, man. Like, that's why I asked that Edomite, what army does Kanye West have?
18 million followers.
18 million followers. Come on, man. Half of them are females. 80% of them are so-called black. You know what I'm saying?
He has 2 million followers.
I'm like, really? You're really that scared? The people that control all this stuff. It's like, bro, if I smacked you right now, you'd have the Anti-Defamation League all up on me and have police officers roll up on me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, it's unlawful to confess yourself to be a Jew. That's really what they're offended at. That's what that documentary, Hebrews to Negroes by Ron Dalton, is really saying. Is saying, hey, I'm a Jew. He had to say nothing. That's why they kept on telling him, like, do you understand what you did is anti-Semitic? He said, I posted a link. And, I wish he had somebody that could tell him how to, like, respond to some of this stuff, because he could Kyrie could have shut a lot of stuff down. He never brought up how Amazon was the one that had it. You could have just forced that. Hey, I was on Amazon and I saw a documentary and I just posted it. So why don't you just get on Amazon? Why are you getting on me? Why are you? I'm gonna ask you this. I would have still asked him. Do you believe that Amazon is anti-Semitic by having this documentary on their platform?
God, that's what he should have
shut them down.
That would have been a wrap.
Exactly.
I'm gonna own this on Amazon for actually letting me come across this documentary. Be mad at that.
Exactly.
These Edomites, man, they're so freaking hypocritical that they just look so silly trying to say that he said something anti-Semitic. He didn't say anything. Yeah. He posted a link. Just because you post a link on something doesn't mean you agree with everything that's in it.
Which is what he said.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what he said. You could probably we'll play the interview.
Mm-hmm.
Probably just go there if you want to, whenever whenever you're done, if y'all already finished with y'all stuff.
Yeah.
We got to talk about like what transpired after his in the last 24 hours, really. So let's go start off with we'll probably start off with one of the interviews, the one where he's sitting down on the podium.
Yeah. Bring that out.
Yeah, what people got to remember is that these small hats, this is the facts about these small hats. The fact is that they created they took on our identity like in the Middle Ages. Like it's actually documented, bro, under Kagan Bull, the king of the Khazars. So these people didn't even have that identity. They took it on as a political bargaining chip, because on one side of his empire was the Arabs and the Muslims, and then the other side of his empire west was the Byzantine Empire, which is what Jake controlled. So he needed a way to kind of keep himself neutral in the conflicts that was happening, because there was many wars that was going on between so-called Christians and Muslims during the Middle Ages, and that was a way for him to protect his people. So it's a whole. I'll probably do a lesson on that. That history of them claiming our identity.
Darn.
And
it's obvious they don't fit the scriptures, man.
Yeah.
The scriptures tell you that Israel is an oppressed people, man. Even in Jeremiah 50, it tell you that they was going to be oppressed, the northern and the southern kingdom together.
Come on.
In the end times.
Mm-hmm.
You're never going to hear a small hat being concerned about where the northern tribes are at.
Right. Never.
There's 12 tribes. They're just they don't care. They literally don't care. Like that's why I wish we was able to have that conversation, because not too often, down south we run into these small hats. You know what I'm saying? Like they do on the East Coast. Especially New York. Man, they so many questions these guys would just have to run down the street. They wouldn't be able to answer it. Even their highest level representative wouldn't be able to answer it.
Let me read this one of the curses in Deuteronomy 28 and 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind man gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And we know these people are the most prosperous one. Compared to their population here in the U.S., they the most prosperous people on the planet.
On the planet, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee.
I get another.
Evermore, man.
I got another one for you. You can actually get it.
What you got?
You can actually get it yourself. Go to verse 44.
Deuteronomy 28:44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend
Oh, no,
to him.
Slocky, go to 43. Start at 43.
43.
Then we have 43 and 44.
The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
Mm-hmm. Come on. Who's the biggest lender on the planet, bro?
Come on, man.
Like
Wells Fargo, Chase. You can go on these banks, man.
Yeah, we whether we lend to them in any capacity, we don't lend anything except basically being a pawn for their own agenda. That's how we help them.
That's it.
While
the power dynamic is freaking off. They try and say that we're both oppressed groups. That's freaking weird. How we both oppressed groups when one group has so much power and control and money and resources and influence, and the other one basically has to, go through, the Democratic plantation to basically push their own agenda that has nothing to do with benefiting us as a people. Come on, man.
Hey, while we're at it, to add on even more to show how much these people are so-called in oppression, when they actually run everything. I'm gonna just put this up here real quick. Get right back to the interview. Let me just put this up here. This was an article from 2013. All right, it talks about it shows you just how much these people run stuff. I don't know if y'all see it right now. I can zoom in. So, who controls your mind, right? 2013. Can y'all see it?
Beautiful.
Now, you go in here, it tells you, right, and it's color coded. See if it'll let me zoom in more.
Yeah.
So you got here, you got gay people in the green. You got blue people is non-white, and in the red are Jewish people.
Now, they didn't even tell you if the gay people are non-white or whatever.
Correct.
That's the whole. That's the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you already know they're all like Ellen DeGeneres types,
right?
Now, I believe. So, what are some of the names executives, or are they actual news reporters? Because then Don Lemon would be on there as well.
Both
non-white and gay. So, what kind of names are on there? Go to CNN and read the names on CNN, starting from left to right.
CNN News, you got Jeffrey Zucker, Philip Kent, Ted Turner would fall in the.
Okay, so these are executives essentially,
right?
Yeah, because Ted Turner is the owner of CNN, or the founder of CNN. So yeah, these are all executives essentially.
Yeah, the brother Juan Rodriguez had posted something yesterday. I think I seen it. He did one with Fox. How it's just everybody that work at Fox is damn near
so-called Jew.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That shows you controlled opposition like a mug.
He had a whole poster board, man, full of their faces, man.
Bruh.
With the little Star David behind them in the background.
Man. Bro, that's big time controlled opposition, because everybody knows.
What's his name? Murdoch. What's his first name?
Yeah, Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah, starting off with him. He was the first one.
Correct.
Look, even the ESPN Sports, right? He's the president. ESPN Sports, John Skipper, Jewish. Christine Dresizen, CEO, Jewish. The founder is Bill Rasmussen, which
Yeah, hold on. Let me look that dude up. Bill. Let me look him up real quick. Hold on, because him highlighting as green means he's gay.
Yep.
Right. So they didn't say he's non-white, right?
Right.
So let's go ahead and can you spell that out for me? His name?
So you got Bill, but then RAS. Mussen.
Okay, so I'm about to click on him.
All right.
And he's let me see here. He's from Chicago. He's a so-called white man, bro.
What a surprise.
And his last name, bro. His last name looks like a one of them peoples, man. Hold up. I'm about to look up the origin of his surname. His surname origin is Greek. It says Danish and Norwegian. So it's hard to kind of break that down if religious background he is, but nonetheless, he still is what he is. He's still down with the program. He's still so-called white anyway, so it just proves that, because that's what they try and do. Like, really, they can remove the gay and just have white non-Jewish. You know what I'm saying? That's what they should have done. Which just shows you that you got this. This is a somebody who compiled this is a conservative white wing, so-called white person that probably compiled this list.
Yeah, for sure.
You can guarantee the control of that is them anyway. So you go to CNN, it's very pro-Jewish.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Openly pro-Jewish. So-called Jewish.
Google. So you see the majority of this is run by them. And this is 2013, mind you. This is done in 2013. So imagine in 2022 what we're looking at.
Facts. I mean, you have whole networks, it's all them. You just see nothing but red like you a Damu.
God.
You know what I mean?
Man.
So yeah, man. I mean, see, what Kanye West said was not a lie, bro. Like,
proving.
And then they proved him right. They're proving him right because look at they took away he's an economic pariah. He's a social and economic freaking a fugitive. You know what I mean? Like no one even wants to be in public with him. Like the only people that can be around him is literally like the Kardashians, and even then, I don't think even when he went to go see the soccer game for his child, he was even sitting anywhere near Kim.
You seen what Charlamagne said about him, huh?
Yeah, which one? You talking the Pete Davidson? I want to get to the Pete Davidson quote.
No, he just said something. Huh? He didn't say that. We were talking about he said
I know which one you talking
about. Kanye, man, like he feels sorry for him now. Somebody he looked like he in a state to where he feeling like he can be taken out soon.
Bro, there's a heavy
like he ain't got nothing, like he almost at the end, like he about to be taken out. Like that's what he said.
And
the white dude that was sitting there across from him kept asking him to clarify what he mean, and he acted like he had a loss of words. Then, like he couldn't think what it. And the guy was like, "Well, if it come back to you, we'll just keep talking, and then you bring it up."
Bro, and 50 Cent, 50 Cent talked to Hot 97 a couple of weeks ago, and he said that Kanye's really messed up, and that he didn't want to even go into detail how bad Kanye got it, but put it like this. There was an Edomite by the name of Harry something. If you remember when Kanye West went on his little rampage, and then they took him to the hospital saying that he had a mental breakdown, they basically institutionalized him at that point. He came out kind of like really weird acting when they put him in that mental hospital. Well, Kanye West sent out a conversation that he had with the same handler, an Edomite. That's like one of his, I guess, a guy that's kind of like a handler with him, basically threatening him to, basically telling him he has two options in the text. And I could see if I could find it because I think I might have sent it to myself. So I could put it in the private chat and you can pull it up real quick because it kind of goes into like what kind of threats What kind of threats are making men like Kanye West and Kyrie apologize? Like, in fact, let me see if I can find it because I think I sent it.
That's something, man.
Yeah, it's heavy, bro. Like, I'm gonna think if I can find it. Let me go here. Is this it? Dang, did I send it to myself? Okay, this is it right here. Hold on. Okay, hold on for one moment. See if I can. Aha. Now peep this. Go. I'm gonna send it to you in the private chat. Go ahead and pull this up so brothers and sisters can understand how serious this thing is. So I just sent it to you.
All right, come on.
So this guy was the same guy that texted him, and the article that the guy's gonna put up is from an old TMZ article when they first institutionalized Kanye West into the mental hospital and they started giving him those drug medications. So the guy's going to break it down in the video. When you click on it, it's going to be self-explanatory. He's going to break it down and say the guy's name. And I'm going to see if I can Google the guy's name because his name is actually on that little article from TMZ. But it's the guy that's Kanye West.
Guess what Kanye West's lawyer name is?
Huh?
What you got?
Cohen, man.
Yo, come on,
Cohen.
Like Cohen. Bro, like these guys don't even understand.
Just told him. He went online and said this himself. His lawyer told him that from the remarks he said, it possibly can lose his children.
Yep.
And his lawyer last name was Cohen. I don't remember the first name. I say he got a damn cow patty hat wearing dude for his lawyer.
Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? He said he got a Mitch kite. That's a lingo bender.
Yeah.
That's an old Drake.
Oh man,
that's an old Drake quote from his old mixtapes before he blew up. He said he got a Jewish lawyer. He got a Mitch kite. That's a legal bender. You know what I'm saying? Meaning someone that knows how to twist the law in his favor for his client. So you think he's gonna rule against the powers that be of his brethren? Nope.
You know that. He probably feeling some kind of way and study taking his money.
Got to have him on retainer.
Yep.
Let me click on that joint. I'm gonna click on that joint right now.
Kanye West has just dropped proof that there are handlers in Hollywood that are taking care of these celebrities and making them do things. Kanye dropped these text messages from him and his personal trainer, Harley. Harley right here says there's two ways he can help Kanye. The number one way is that they can sit down and have an open discussion, a loving conversation, or look at the second option. I have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you and you go back to zombie land forever. Play date with the kids just won't be the same. So as you can see, this Harley dude is talking like he can have Kanye sent to, institutions that will medicate the crap out of him, and he will go back into zombie land. All that I can think of when I hear this is moments like this. Kanye West hospitalized, handcuffed in an ambulance, 2016. This was probably them taking him to the institution, man. It's absurd, and I cannot wait for what Kanye West is going to expose. It's going to be massive. And this dude plays 5D chess.
See, these Edomites are hyping up Kanye, saying he's got this great grandiose plan. They know that this is all cap. So he ain't playing no 5D chess. He's actually playing freaking, Russian roulette at this point. Like, of what game? It ain't no chess game he's playing. He's basically destroyed his own brand and entity forever. Like, he would have to start putting on a yarmulke, go to the Holocaust Museum, go and visit some freaking some small hats, returning back to take lands from Palestinians and help them out himself. Like literally,
probably something even worse than that. And I ain't gonna even say.
Oh, that's behind the scenes. That already goes without saying.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, he's got to do certain things.
Yeah.
On tape, so they can
get them knees dirty or something.
Yeah.
I got a scripture right here. This is Isaiah chapter 29. And I'm going to just start at verse 19. The meek also shall increase their joy in the Lord. and the poor among men shall rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off, that make a man an offender for a word. That's what they did to Kanye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna put the article in the TMZ article that he's referring to. I'm gonna put it in the private chat. Go ahead and pull it up real quick. Now, this is the article that he was referring to. Now, look whose house he was at the time when this happened. Y'all remember when this big thing happened, when they handcuffed and took him to the medical center, the hospital. That was happened in 2016. That was a big time thing in the news when Kanye West was said to be acting crazy. Now, he wasn't at his own house. Peep the article. You're gonna read it and see whose house he was at. That's the same guy that was in the text messages that he exposed.
Yeah, y'all see it?
That's the guy right there.
Yeah, this is Kanye West's personal trainer. Now, you just said his lawyer was a Khazarian.
Yeah, his last name
his
was
personal trainer is a Khazarian. The same guy. Now read the article. But go ahead and say what you say. The Cohen.
Yeah. Y'all see it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Kanye West has been taken to the UCLA Medical Center for psychiatric evaluation.
Now hold on.
According to law enforcement sources, cops.
Go to the top. Read the title of the article, so that way brothers and sisters want to.
Word.
Yeah, and say the date of this article as well.
Kanye West hospitalized, handcuffed in ambulance in November 21st, 2016.
Okay,
Kanye West has been taken to UCLA Medical Center for psychiatric evaluation. According to law enforcement sources, cops responded to a call for a welfare check on Kanye around 1:20 p.m. Pacific time. He was at his trainer, Harley Pasternak's home at the time and was acting erratically. We're told police called LA Fire, and by the time paramedics arrived, Kanye was calmer but still resistant to going to the hospital. We're told everyone, his management and law enforcement, convinced him it was best he go. Law enforcement sources tell us Kanye was handcuffed to a gurney during transport to the hospital as standard protocol. We got Pasternak outside his house late Monday evening. If he knows how Kanye's doing, he's not saying much. Go ahead.
Now,
he done drugged him. That's what he did.
Now, he was at his personal trainer's house. Now, mind you, this guy, if you look him up, I'm on his Wikipedia. It says here that that Harley Pasternak is a Jewish Canadian personal trainer, and is known for working with many celebrity clients as a personal trainer. Now, let me ask you this, bro. If you're a Jake and you need a personal trainer, you got all these Jakes that are in personal training that are athletes. Why in the world are you dealing with among the least athletic people on the planet?
Real talk.
Like, why is he your personal trainer?
The weakest person on the planet, man. The weakest group of people.
These people are not known for their athletic prowess, especially like a small hat, bro. Like, bro, you got all kind of like Jakes in LA that are big time personal trainers. You could hire a former athlete that's a personal trainer. You got a lot of guys that are former NFL players that turned professional trainers. Like, you got a gang of them. You got guys, bro. You in LA, you got the guys that are like of what's this dude's name? Simeon Panda. Like, you got all kind of dudes that you can hire as your personal trainer. So this guy's a handler, bro. This guy's a handler for many celebrities, bro.
Yep.
That's what he doing.
Yep.
And that was the same one that threatened in that video, Instagram video, Kanye West with institutionalizing him again. And what a handler does, a handler is a person that that basically, see, a lot of people think a handler is someone that's always like has more money than you or whatever. No, a handler is someone that controls your situation, that can basically call somebody on you to basically put you in certain situations or take you out of certain situations. He can't even drop this guy, bro. And Kanye West, see, a lot of times when you're moving like this, you gotta eliminate some these people out your circle, man. Like, before all you go on these, what's it called? Like, and the thing about it, this is the same guy that had him institutionalized in a hospital, bro, and he's still his trainer.
Still got him by his side.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, I bet any kind of things, money that guy drugged him with something.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And made him act like that.
I'm about to click on this devil real quick. Brother Yawasaba. I remember that day MK Ultra Kanye'd up, gave him blonde hair, and had him with Trump the next day looking like a clone.
Yeah, it was acting funny.
Yep.
And that's all it is just that once you get into those psychiatric medications, then it's easier for them to control you as well.
Yeah.
And I remember when he came out, after that, he was acting very strange. And he, after he came out of that hospital, it was almost like they lobotomized him, bro. It was crazy. It's like, bro, he's acting funny. And that's where a lot of Jakes go into, man, he's a clone. Every time somebody gets, into a hospital, is gone for a month or so, or comes out of jail, they're somehow cloned. Akim, please, Akim, do not promote that stuff. Okay, there is no way Esau can clone a human being, because then he'd have to also replicate a spirit and a soul. He'd have to literally get a life force entity from the Most High to enter into that body for it to walk around and be a living, breathing, intelligible person.
He ain't that intelligent. He ain't got that much power.
Yeah, he seeks to
be way too much credit.
Oh yeah. He seeks to be like the Most High, but he's not. Now, all you got to do is look at. That's what these movies are out for. They do these movies. There's multiple of them, but one that's mostly known, right, in today's modern times, right, would be like Get Out, right? You see how they did the Jakes when they take them because of the attributes, the features that they would have, and they will put them under mad MK Ultra hypnosis, and they come out acting crazy. Then it would have to take some sort of trigger to wake them out of whatever it is they're dealing with.
Yeah, because what they do is, this, you better believe this particular celebrity handler, he's a witch. He's a guy.
Oh yeah,
is definitely a witch. You better believe it. He's definitely a witch. And I looked at his filmography on his Wikipedia, and he's been the personal trainer for a lot of big films, bro. Like he basically gets hired as a personal trainer for all big time movies.
Yeah, he probably recommended. He recommended, He come highly recommended.
Yep. Yeah, this guy's a personal trainer for, if I go down the list of who he's a personal trainer of, you'd be like, golly. And basically it's hired as a personal trainer for a lot of these movies that you're watching. They got a big list of them. It looks like he might have been hired full time to be a personal trainer for Kanye. That's what it looks like at one point. It looks like he's. So yeah, let me actually put up this Philadelphia. Yeah, here it is. I'm gonna put it up in the chat, in the private chat, so you can read it real quick. Did you want to play the video? Yeah, play the video real quick of old boy.
Yeah, play that right quick.
Would you mind, so we can just diffuse this and, just quick statement? Is he good? Thumbs up.
Is this during a workout or? I know fans are going to be worried. We're just going to check in.
All right.
Is there anything you want people to know about what happened? It's going to be recorded. So.
How long have you trained Kanye? Sorry, guys. Well, sure, you can't say anything. Just is he okay? Do you know if he's breathing?
Is that accurate? That is a psychiatric evaluation? It's just for precautions? How are you feeling? What would you want to say to him? Is everyone else okay?
Was there anyone else there? All right. Sir, good luck. Thank you. Hi, Josh.
Look at that damn devil, man, looking like a mix of Mr. Clean and iRobot.
Bro.
I'm just looking at that. I'm like, man, I wouldn't even let that dude come around me.
Thank you, bro. Bro, in that industry, you can't avoid them. They're all entrenched in every area.
Yeah.
Like they're entrenched in every area of like that entertainment industry, bro. Like it's
demons.
ridiculous.
That's demons. They all demons, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the article I sent you the San Francisco Examiner in the article with Kanye West. Now, I know we're talking about Kyrie Irving, but there's a method to the madness. We're showing you this because we're showing you why would Kyrie back down. Okay. Understand what's going on behind the scenes. And then I guess after this, we can pretty much go into the Kyrie stuff and kind of build there.
So y'all see it? Well, I gotta share it. My fault. So let me share that chunk out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let me get out of here. They might try to make me subscribe. No, you don't. All right. So Kanye West threatened with institutionalization by celebrity trainer Harley Pasternak.
And how many hours ago was that?
That was 5 hours ago.
So this article came out 5 hours ago. So that corroborates with the video link. So go ahead and read the article.
Kanye West appears to have been threatened with institutionalization again by celebrity trainer Harley Pasternak. The fitness guru, 48, who is Jewish, said he could have the 45-year-old rapper medicated into zombie land forever following his anti-Semitic outburst. Kanye shared text. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just like saying, man, like the audacity of these devils, man.
Tell you, man. Kanye shared text online, seemingly sent by Harley with the musician's ex-trainer and friend, asking him to refrain from cuss words and crazy stuff. One message, apparently from Harley, said, "Second option, I have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you, and you go back to zombie land forever. Play date with the kids just won't be the same."
Now, remember, they're threatening he said in a statement on Drink Champs about how they're threatening to take his kids away from him. I think it was Drink Champs or one of those street interviews. He said that they're threatening to take his kids away from him. It was a statement. Somebody made a statement that's in Hollywood or entertainment that they should take his kids away from him. He made a statement that so-and-so said that I should have my kids taken away from me.
Who was that? Who said that?
Yeah, it was Drink Champs. I can probably see if I can Google it real quick.
Yeah, I forgot who said It wasn't Diddy. It wasn't Meek. I don't think Lil Boozy popped up and said the crazy stuff at that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was somebody that didn't really have a big name. It was, I think it was like it was an actress. It was like an actress, like one of those female actresses, those older female so-called white actresses said that.
The one from Halloween.
What's her name?
What's the one that always been like the star of Halloween? The older lady.
Oh yeah.
I know they got the same name. I don't know if it's the same one, but they got the same name.
Hold on.
I'm looking up the IMDb on it. Hold on.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis was one.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
That's her from Halloween, though, right?
That sure is her.
Yeah, that's the one that she been in Halloween 1 and go all the way to the sequel.
God, man.
Yep, that was her.
Said that his kids should be taken away from him.
That's right. Yep.
The audacity of these devils, though, all the times that we done been called niggas, everything out under the sun, man, on the internet and in public.
Hey, it gets worse. Here, check this out. We go a little bit further. It says Kanye tweeted the screenshot of the exchange on Thursday, March 11th, 2022, and said he was mentally misdiagnosed and nearly drugged out of my mind to make me a manageable, well-behaved celebrity. He added, "This is how a Hollywood trainer speaks to a far more influential black celebrity when we get out of line." You know how Esau got to do with that well-behaved type stuff, man. It's what happens when you get out of line. That goes back to the slave field type stuff. It's what happens when you get out of line, boy. It's different mechanisms of treatment now, how they go about it.
Jakes don't get it, man. A lot of these Jakes that want to be celebrities, they just don't get it.
Hey, man. I remember a J. Cole line. He said something along the lines of, they want to be me. I just want to be Cole. He just want to be normal. It was something along the lines. He just want to be a normal person, man.
Sell out their brother for a piece of bread.
Uh-huh.
Exactly what they doing.
Yep. You want to keep it going on this article out?
No, you good. You good on that. You can stop. So now we can go into the Kyrie. So a lot of brothers and sisters have been championing Kyrie standing up and promoting. You see, we talked about it the other day. A lot of these Jakes got a lot to lose, so it's harder for them to stand firm. They got a lot to lose. Celebrity, money, influence. They got so much to lose that it's hard for them to hold the line and stand firm. Like, Kyrie would have to go as far as be willing to retire in his prime. That's something that even guys like a Muhammad Ali would have done. He basically practically did that by not going to register in the military, which is just a way for them to get him killed. It's just like
they tried to get him to apologize. He told him he ain't apologized. Muhammad Ali.
Yep.
There's been a video circulating that recently when he was like in the court hearing, when the judge asked him to apologize. He said, I don't apologize for what? He didn't do it either.
Yep. Yeah. So, man, you can go into that video. So we go into that second interview, the second clip that I sent you, the second YouTube clip that I sent you in private chat.
I got
go ahead and pull that one up.
Okay.
So this is, of course, after he had already made the tweet with the link to Ron Doughton's Hebrews to Negroes, and then they started, of course, these Edomites went on a run and tried to accuse him of being anti-Semitic off of a link from Amazon, literally, like a screenshot of the Amazon link.
Philippians 2:11, and my name translates in the Hebrew language as Yahweh. So I went on the Amazon Prime. I was like, you know what? Let me see if there are any documentaries on Yahweh. So went in the search bar, typed in Yahweh. That came up. Went out and shared it on my platform. That was my night. In terms of the backlash or what people call it, we're in 2022. History is not supposed to be hidden from anybody. And I'm not a divisive person when it comes to religion. I embrace all walks of life. You see it on all my platforms. I talk to all races, all cultures, all religions. And my response would be, it's not about educating yourself on what Semitism is and what anti-Semitism is. It's really about learning the root words of where these come from and understanding that this is an African heritage that is also belonging to the people. Africa is in it, whether we want to dismiss it or not. So the claims of anti-Semitism and who are the original chosen people of God, and we go into these religious conversations and it's a big no-no. I don't live my way like that. I don't live my life that way. Excuse me. I grew up in a melting pot, and I say a melting pot of all races: white, black, red, yellow, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, and you can see the way I live my life now. I'm not here to be divisive, so they could push their agenda. I don't want to say they, because I'm not identifying any one group or race of people.
You can pause it real quick.
Position.
He said that that how history shouldn't be hidden from anybody, and that's what it is. Like, why are y'all trying to hide history from people? Because see what they've done with our people over here on this side of the world. They started the history with defeat. Meaning your history is based is slave. That's just what it is. Your history is slave till now, and that's what most Jakes is being fed. Your history is slave ship. That's the first thing they show you in the if you go to school in the history books, when they go over the history of Jake, especially of the Southern Kingdom, what they'll do is the first thing they'll show you is pictures of depictions, drawings of people being shackled, our people being shackled up. They'll show you slave ships, like in the book. They'll show you how like they were packed in, and then basically that's your beginning history. So they don't want you to know what were you before that. They don't want you to know none of that. And that's what happened because of the desire to know that. That's when they started pushing like Pan-Africanism heavily, like in the 60s. That's when Kwanzaa was created and things like that. Basically trying to control the narrative essentially about basically just your identity of just being black. Because that's all they want Kyrie to say he is. He's African American. He's black. That's it. That's the basis. Now, if you say you're more, they're not going to get on you. The more identifying yourself as a Moor has no power. So that's why Nick Cannon can be on one of the biggest entertainment platforms in MTV and basically, literally, call himself a Moor and wear turbans like a Moor. Literally. They have no problem with that. But call yourself a Jew, it's a problem. And even then, remember, Kyrie Irving never self-identified himself as a Jew. The documentary that he watched let it be known to those Edomites that he self-identifies as a Jew, or at least that's one of his identities. Because a lot of our people, again, got multiple personalities, they're going through what's called an identity crisis.
They know he know.
Correct.
They know he know.
Mm-hmm. They know he's agreeing with Kanye based on the link that he sent out.
Yeah.
That's why they associated it immediately with the Kanye West situation.
Brother, y'all was saw Bob posted that movie Kyrie brought out, #1 bestseller on Amazon too. Edomites tripping off him. Exactly. It's like you said. Mm-hmm. It's anti-Semitic for you as being the true Jew to admit you are a Jew. It's a problem.
Yep.
It's like we brought up earlier. These are the times that we're entering into again. And you know what I'm saying?
This is Psalms 85 and verse 11. Truth shall spring out of the earth, and righteousness shall look down from heaven. Like you just said, this is the times we in right now, and the truth is starting to come out into the earth,
man,
and it's revealing who we are and who the other people really are, and they can't stand it. They can't stand it, man. You know, like we always say, the truth hurts. Because if it wasn't no truth to it, why would it even bother? Why would y'all go to this extent to try to destroy one person over just saying some words?
Bro, we're gonna get into like
stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. You remember you used to say that when we were young?
God,
somebody say something bad about you, talk about your mama or whatever. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
Man,
these jokers is hurt because it's the truth.
That's why I said what they say. The truth hurts, right?
Yeah.
Is that a saying? The truth hurts.
Truth hurts.
Yep.
Tell you, man. Because they know we're getting closer to figuring it out, man. Hey, and mass awakening is coming. And you know what more and more people are going to learn is that they don't belong in that land. They don't belong in it. Let me go back. See what else the brother, let me see what he's speaking on.
To have a level of influence on my community, and what I post does not mean that I support everything that's being said or everything that's being done, or I'm campaigning for anything. All I do is post things for my people in my community and those that it's actually going to impact. Anybody else that has criticism, and obviously wasn't meant for them.
Hopefully I'm understanding what you said, and I want to make sure I get it right because I don't want to misquote any part of it.
I don't expect understanding from a media conglomerate group that sincerely talks about the game of basketball, and then we bring up religion as if it's correlative at times when it's convenient for people to bring it up. So please just be direct with your question so we can move on from this and I can talk about the game and go home to my son Elohim and my wife Marlene, okay?
They ain't even want to hear that.
I might have taken it.
They hurted him when he named his son.
What you shared was not something that you've.
I bet the whole internet started Googling.
Kyrie came a long way
either watch it or read it.
From Kaylani.
Kaylani
debacle. Go ahead, my bad.
No, you good. No, you good. No, you definitely right. That Most High take people out of life that don't need to go forward in the journey.
Yeah.
That's
because her lifestyle would not match with the way he's thinking right now.
Absolutely.
Through. That chick is through.
Oh
my God. I don't want to get into her, bro. Y'all wouldn't even want to. Y'all don't even believe it, bro. We told you.
That's a whole different live lesson, man. Man.
You did watch it, or either watch it or read it.
Read a lot. Read a whole bunch. Good and bad about the truth about it.
So then do you, I guess, understand or not understand those that might imply that work had anti-Semitic leanings in it? I only ask this because the tweet is still up there, so we're
in 2022. It's on Amazon, a public platform. Whether you want to watch it or not is up to you. There's things being posted every day. I'm no different than the next human being, so don't treat me any different. You guys come in here and make up this powerful influence I have over top of the adultery of, you cannot post that. Why not? Why not? Everybody posts everything else. You saw the word nigger going up on Twitter, right? I don't hear uproar on that. I'm not here to be divisive on
Come
what's
on.
going on this or that. I'm not comparing Jews to blacks. I'm not comparing.
Got him. Got him twice, bro. What you gonna say? What's up about you? You said it earlier about the Amazon. Would you say that?
Yeah.
Yep.
He should have stayed on. He should have kept him right there at Amazon.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Then he decided to go with another left hook to him.
Yeah.
You see the word nigger posted all the time. Did y'all saying make an uproar about that?
No. Didn't ask them. No, and didn't ask not one NBA player what they thought about it. I think LeBron made a statement saying that Jeff Bezos needs to do something about that. That's it. But they didn't bring that question to Kyrie because remember, promoting anti so-called black racism is actually as American as apple pie. So whether it comes, they control the narrative. They'll control certain aspects of discrimination and try and use because they don't want our people to like become more militant. So at times they'll give a little treat here and there, like, oh, okay, you're face discrimination at your job. Okay, well, here's this money for that trouble or whatever. But for the most part, they're promoting anti so-called black racism on variety of levels.
In the wide open public.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
Come on.
They grilling this man over something he posted.
Yep.
When people post stuff far more worse than what he did.
That's right.
Hey, Esau making whole movies about what had happened to our people.
Yeah.
They about to come up with an Emmett Till.
Lynching them on
TV.
They
got to come up with an Emmett Till movie. Oh, no.
How much worse does it get with that?
And the lady that accused Emmett Till of dog whistling her is still alive.
Still alive.
Admitted. Right. Just admitted.
She admitted she lied.
She recently admitted it that she lied.
Yeah, she's still alive.
Bro.
And they're about to make a whole Hollywood movie on this. Why don't y'all freaking get your resources and arrest her like y'all do those so-called Nazis that y'all find in Argentina?
And I wouldn't put it past. She's profiting from the movie. She's probably getting paid for telling her side of the story.
Bro,
hey, man.
This is freaking through, bro. And Jake gonna run to the theater to see that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I personally can't do it. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I have. If I ever were to watch it, I'd have to watch it at the crib. Hey man, too much would happen. I don't know if I'd be able to be calm sitting in the theater. This is Zechariah chapter 11 verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and sell them, and they that sell them say, "Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. Their own shepherds pity them not." Hey man, these guys are like you mentioned, they hypocrites. They'll go ahead and talk about, you know what I'm saying? It's a problem when you talk about us, you know what I'm saying? When you bring something up, when it really is, they're not even straight attacks from coming from those two. Now from us, see, they would hate from anybody in the Israelite community. They don't want to hear that. They can't post that out there. that because we'll come at you. But for someone that's in the market in the forefront, like a Kyrie, and in celebrity world, a Kyrie or a Ye, right? Those people, they're not even coming at them full throttle. Just a little tiniest word, like they actually got the thinnest skin. They acting like they got real sensitive skin, when in reality, you just trying to hold back the truth. So you trying to hold other people guilty when you the ones that's got the issue, man. You the ones that's doing the slaying out here, man.
That's right, man. Yep, that's right. They doing the slaying, man. And they got this boy on a mock trial right there after the basketball game.
Come on, man.
Come on, bro.
He on trial about something else. I ain't even ask him nothing about the game.
By the way, I believe Jeff Bezos is like 50% owner of Yes Network, which Yes Network shows, like, I think the Yankees games, Mets, I think all basically the major New York teams, because you know how we have Fox Sports Southwest or whatever for Houston.
Yeah.
Those like the different games. Yes Network. Hold on, let me Google it real quick. Hold on. So, I think Amazon probably owns it. Let me just double check. Okay, Yes Network is owned by New York Yankees. Okay, yeah, 15% ownership of Yes Network. So essentially, that's an Amazon entity. It's partially owned by Amazon, which is basically the network. If you see the brand behind them that says Yes, that's Yes Network. So Yes Network is partially owned by Amazon, and they're interviewing him while they're talking about a link that he posted from a movie that's on Amazon. So what I would have told the reporter is go to your own employer, partially owned by Amazon, and ask Amazon why they're promoting that movie.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
See, they wouldn't be able to deal with certain people, bro. A lot of these athletes, they need to get like the likes of you need to talk to guys like a Tariq Nasheed or what's this dude's name that's in Nation of Islam, that tall dude, I forgot his name.
Rizzo
Islam.
Yeah.
You get people like that to game you up on like how to respond to them, because what you need to do is bring facts out and let them dispute facts first, and you don't need to answer none of their silly questions. You ask them.
It.
It's like you said, if he said on Amazon, them boys would have just had nothing. They would know. I know where to go. I said, no, before I go far, you need to basically condemn Amazon right now for posting that link and getting me into this reason why we're sitting here asking this question today. And them boys would have to get it to close up shop. I said, I'll be like, you have any questions about the game? Okay, cool. I'm out. Them boys would have been shook. Boys, man.
Silence. Drop mic. Walk off.
Yeah. But I understand he's in the line of fire at the end of the day. So, he's actually in the battle back and forth, and he was freaking masterful with his responses anyway.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We're going to keep going on it, though.
Comparing white to black. I'm not doing that. That conversation.
Bring it back a little bit.
What's going on this or that? I don't hear uproar on that. I'm not here to be divisive on what's going on this or that. I'm not comparing Jews to blacks. I'm not comparing white to black. I'm not doing that. That conversation is dismissive, and it constantly revolves around the rhetoric of who are the chosen people of God. And I'm not here to argue over a person or a culture or religion or what they believe. No, this is what is here. It's on a public platform. Did I do anything illegal? Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did I do anything illegal? Did I hurt anybody? Did I harm anybody? Am I going out and saying that I hate one specific group of people? So out of all the judgment that people got from me posting, I just, without talking to me, and then I respect what Joe said, but there has a lot to do with the not ego or pride of how proud I am to be an African heritage, but also to be living as a free black man here in America, knowing the historical complexities for me to get here. So I'm not going to stand down on anything that I believe in. I'm only going to get stronger because I'm not alone. I have a whole army around me.
Kyrie, while we're on the topic of promotion, why did you decide to promote something that Alex Jones said?
That was a few weeks ago. I do not stand with Alex Jones' position, narrative, court case that he had with Sandy Hook, or any of the kids that felt like they had to relive trauma, or parents that had to relive trauma, or to be dismissive to all the lives that were lost during that tragic event. My post was a post from Alex Jones that he did in the early 90s or late 90s about secret societies in America of occults, and it's true. So
pause it right there.
I wasn't identifying with anything of being a campaignist for Alex Jones or anything. It was just there.
Yeah, they talked about the Alex Jones thing because I guess they couldn't get him to say anything about the anti-Semitic statements, but he said right there that the secret societies is true. Some of the stuff that Alex Jones was going into is true, which they're never going to admit like publicly that's really going on, and a lot of Jakes don't even believe that. In fact, a lot of Jakes think the Illuminati is Jay-Z and Beyonce. They don't even they can't even think above them. They can't think about other levels above them. They think, oh man, God, Jay-Z's an Illuminati. No, he's just a puppet. You know?
That's it.
Yes, you can keep playing.
That's how you know, because he.
Oh, go ahead.
If he wasn't a puppet, they'd either came to Kanye's aid, man.
Come on, right?
You know, that boy ain't said a word, bro.
Mm-hmm. Really, he ain't dealt with Kanye.
This is a guy that you so-called you helped build up, man, to where he at.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was on your record label.
Uh-huh. Come on, man.
Y'all done made albums together. Was recently about to do an album before all this came out.
Yeah, I don't even know how even true that is. I know Kanye West was promoting that Watch the Throne too, but there's been rumors of that for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is Jay-Z, I forgot when he stopped dealing with him. I think when he was saying that Kim Kardashian was the baddest. I know there was an issue between Kim Kardashian and Beyonce.
Yeah.
I think Kanye West would basically cause that division or whatever. And you know, since then, Jay-Z ain't dealt with him. Plus, like the outbursts and the uncontrollable statements of Kanye West, like Jay-Z can't. It's hard for him to be associated with that concerning the way he's being used on the left.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, such as the stuff like the whole Trump MAGA movement, like that definitely made Jay-Z not want to get with him again. Like as far as because he doesn't want to get into that mess of explaining himself with Kanye West antics. You know, but you know, I think Jay-Z could see this type of thing happening with Kanye, and he wanted to make sure he was far away from associating with him to the point where no one even brings up Jay-Z with Kanye at all. He's not even associated with him at all.
Exactly.
People forgot about like their association together for the most part, unless it's like people like us that know that history.
Yep.
There to post, and it's funny, and it's actually hilarious because out of all the things I posted that day, that was the one post that everyone chose to see. It just goes back to the way our world is and works. I'm not here to complain about it. I just exist.
And to follow up on the promotion of the movie and the book,
can you please stop calling it a promotion? What am I promoting?
Put it out on your platform.
But I'm promoting it. Do you see me in front of
putting it out there?
The
people
title?
are going to say that you are.
Yeah, I put it out there just like you put things out there, right?
Yeah, but it's not.
You put things out there for a living, right?
Right, but my stuff
is
not.
So let's move on.
Let's move on. Anti-Semitic.
Let's move on. Don't dehumanize me up here.
I'm not doing that.
Another human being. I can post whatever I want. So say that and shut it down and move on to the next question.
But Kyrie, you have to understand that
I don't have to understand anything from you.
It's not me.
Nothing.
By
it's no people that you're making up, bro. Move on.
But by posting
move
what
on.
you
Next
did,
question.
Anybody
do you guys have any more questions?
And they're going to say,
you guys have any more questions? Because this is going to be a clip. This is going to be a clip that he's going to marvel at. Is this any more questions?
But you're not answering the question.
Oh, this is another answering your question. Oh my God! Let's make another Instagram clip so we could be famous again.
Why Amazon was promoting? That's what he should have asked him.
Yeah, he should have went back there again.
Yeah,
Amazon was promoting it. That's how I ran across it because Amazon was promoting it.
Keep it, like you said, I'll keep them right there.
Yeah.
Keep them right there. Hey, I'm not letting
That's how I seen it.
You gonna
That's how I seen it. It was promoted on Amazon.
I was Obama's favorite artist. He actually met.
You gonna keep bringing it up. We gonna keep dealing with. Okay, so yeah, like you said, what's Amazon? What's Amazon doing having it up there?
Amazon promoted it.
Yeah.
So if you want to accuse anybody of promoting, call Amazon. Their platform is way bigger than mine.
Come on, bro. And it's Amazon Prime, so people is paying to see the promotion because it's Amazon Prime Video.
This movie been promoted for 5 years, man.
Hey,
going
bro.
on 5 years, yeah.
The brother Yao Sapba posted that it's the #1 movie on Amazon right now, and so Kanye made it Amazon's payday. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like the whole when Dr. Dre dissed Eazy-E was making money off the dicks when he dropped Dre Day. That's why Eazy-E said, "Well, Dre Day made Eazy's payday." So, bro, these people are making money off the documentary right now as we speak. Yet you coming against a guy who basically just put the link out. He just basically put a screenshot of the movie that's on Amazon.
Nope.
Like, I would ask them, is there any movie or documentary that you watch where you agree with everything? Like, there's no way that you're agreeing with everything you're watching, like on TV. Like, you're just not agreeing with it. You watch a movie and you're like, I don't like this particular scene, or I don't like how they had this character. Like, you don't agree with everything, but you still watch it. Like, come on now. I mean, Mein Kampf is being sold. Mein Kampf, which is a Hitler's famous book that he wrote, I believe, while he was in prison. Because he was in prison, I think, for trying to overthrow the German government or something like that. And then he got out, and then he formed the Nazi Party. And his political ideology comes from the book that he wrote called Mein Kampf. Now, Mein Kampf is German, which means my struggle. And that's like a big book that a lot of Nazis, people with Nazi ideologies, actually read as part of their ideological training. Now, that book, mind you, has some excerpts of what people would consider anti-Semitic, which goes into how the so-called Jewish people control a lot of aspects of society. He wrote some of that in that book. Okay. It's being sold on Amazon right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now. Literally says Mein Kampf author Adolf Hitler. So why are they removing that? Why are they still promoting that book on Amazon?
This them Edomite heroes, man.
Yep.
That's their heroes. Hitler, Jeffrey Dahmer, Charles Manson.
Facts.
This their heroes. This who they dress up like for Halloween.
Yep.
This is their heroes, man. You know, when you was a kid, when we used to partake in that wickedness, we would dress up like Superman, Spider-Man. These jokers dress up like Jeffrey Dahmer and Hitler and Charles Manson now.
Yeah. Even the beloved Prince Harry dressed up like a Nazi at a Halloween party.
They wanna accuse Kyrie for promoting you know, anti-Semitism. But these guys, man, what they want to, like he was, what they said about Kyrie, I lost my words. But I had the thought earlier when he was talking, you know, how like they kids, man, they worship these type of people though, like the murderers. They look up to them as idols.
Yep.
You know, and they want to try to talk down on us about certain things we do. Oh, like when they accuse him of Alex Jones. The part about Alex Jones, like he trying to support Alex Jones. Well, y'all supporting Jeffrey Dahmer and all these other murderers, man. Your kids is running around here like in love with these type of people, man, obsessed with them.
There was one of these big restaurant chains. Actually, I don't know if it's a big restaurant chain, but it's a restaurant that these Edomites frequent where they promoted a burger called the Jeffrey Dahmer burger.
Look at that.
You know, after this whole movie series thing came out with Jeffrey Dahmer, was that a Netflix series?
Yeah. But remember, these women used to go to the prison to see Charles Manson. They used to go to the prison to see that man. He was their hero.
Yep.
He was obsessed with that dude.
Yeah, Charles Manson did what the thing called the Helter Skelter, which is basically trying to start a race war by basically killing some people, some rich Edomites out like in California to try and basically create a race war. And it was found out, and he ended up going to jail with a lot of the people as co-conspirators, which is very heavy that you brought up Charles Manson. Charles Manson also has a swastika tattoo on his head, a very infamous person. They didn't want to execute him. They basically have him as a political celebrity to be propped around in this society, even though he's behind bars. And by the way, we won't go too deep into it, but he's also a major influence in he's also a partial influence of certain prison gangs, both the Aryan Nation, the Aryan Brotherhood, and the Mexican Mafia. And one of these days, I will break that down. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So y'all can understand, you know, some of the things that's going on. But, man, that's heavy. That's heavy, bro.
Yeah, it is, man.
We'll read this quote from the brother Yal Satba. It says, I'll be surprised if Esau don't cut Kyrie off NBA for good for exposing it's rigged and that Adam Silver controlled the magnet inside the basketball at his out and said NBA coming for him. I will say this. There's no need for them. Like, okay. I feel what you're saying. As far as cutting him off from basketball, yeah, that can happen. We'll get into what's going on right now with him for sure, for certain. As far as exposing it being rigged, that's very hard to the reason why, you know, hearing any NBA player, whether they had a good relationship with the NBA or not, after they retired, ever say the NBA is rigged, because there's levels to that. A lot of the rigging would happen at the referee level. As someone who's a sports bettor, I know exactly, like in the past, you know, I've learned about how they can go about rigging games. You can't have NBA players rig games as well, but the kind of NBA players that would do that wouldn't even say anything about it, because for one, if they were rigged and they made money off of it, their hands would be dirty, and that they might as well just keep their mouths shut if they did rig those things. But the magnet inside the basketball, nah. I don't know. You'd have to probably send me some information on that, y'all saw about, for me to look into that. About whether or not they have some kind of magnet that controls the ball. I'd have to, you know, you have to send me that information. But yeah, I mean, I don't think he can expose much about the NBA leaving, especially considering that he's a max player. I think he would just take his money and go, and just kind of like get away from the whole NBA conversation. If he were to leave, if he was first forced out, I don't think he'd go into like an expose about the NBA and how they run things. You know, but I mean, I've always said it that not every sporting event is actually rigged. There's various reasons why they would actually rig certain games or championship series or championship games in various sports. It's like right now we have the Astros and Phillies playing. Like, unless there's like a major Vegas odds for favorite one or the other, and there's a lot of money to be lost if one side wins or not, meaning that can destroy Las Vegas because of it, like the whole Miami Heat and Dallas Mavericks game, Dallas series, like that was a whole different ball game, you know, and I can go into that another day with you on that. But yeah, we can go ahead and continue on. Man, we got a lot of stuff. We got a few more things to cover. We can go to the other video.
Yeah, let's go to that other interview. I got it when he was in the press conference. He was up there. Let's get to that one.
Yeah, so this video that we're going into is the next one that he had. This is the most recent exchange that he had with reporters. And then we're going to go into the what transpired after this, because like Yao Sop was saying earlier, you know, they wanted that apology. That first one, he didn't do it. If he apologized publicly and said, I'm sorry if I offended anybody with anti-Semitic behavior, they want him to call himself anti-Semitic.
Sometimes to action.
Okay, so you don't got the other exchange?
No, I got it. I'm going back. It took me all the way up front. I'm going back.
Yeah, okay.
Andrews, we start today in Brooklyn, where Kyrie Irving spoke to reporters for the first time since he and the Nets put out a lengthy statement that didn't include an explicit apology from Irving. So here's Kyrie in his entirety today.
A week of hindsight, are you sorry for the hurt that your post caused people?
I'll take my responsibility for posting that. Some things that were questionable in there, untrue. Like I said, and the first time you guys asked me when I was sitting on that stage, I don't believe everything that everybody posts. It's a documentary. So take my responsibility.
It seems like Adam Silver wanted to hear the word "I apologize," or in your mind, you said, "I didn't mean to cause any harm." Were you apologizing, or did you not?
I didn't mean to cause any harm. I'm not the one that made the documentary.
What are the specific reasons that you don't believe it's true and that you don't believe represent your lives?
I think some of the criticism of the Jewish faith in the community, for sure. Some points made in there that were unfortunate.
Kyrie, are you surprised that you did hurt people?
Surprised that I did hurt people?
Are you surprised that reaction and some of the things that you did hurt people?
I think I can ask a better question. It's just, where were you when I was a kid, figuring out that 300 million of my ancestors are buried in America? Where were you guys asking those same questions when I was a kid learning about the traumatic events of my familial history and what I'm proud to come from and why I'm proud to stand here and why, when I repeat myself that I'm not going to stand down, it has nothing to do with dismissing any other race or group of people. I'm just proud of my heritage and what we've been through. And the fact that this has pinned me against the Jewish community. And I'm here answering questions of whether or not I'm sorry or not on something I didn't create. And it was something I shared. And I'm telling everybody I'm taking responsibility. Then that's where I sit. So, these same questions that you guys ask, me dealing with it as being a melanated, pigmented person all around the world and dealing with racial biases against my skin color, demeaning me because of my religious beliefs. And I'm still sitting in the seat standing. So I take my full responsibility. Again, I'll repeat it, for posting something on my Instagram or Twitter that may have had some unfortunate falsehoods in it. But I also am a human being that's 30 years old, and I've been growing up in a country that's told me that I wasn't worth anything, and I came from a slave class, and I come from a people that are meant to be treated the way we get treated every day. So I'm not here to compare anyone's atrocities or tragic events that their families have dealt with generations of time. I'm just here to continue to expose things that our world continues to put in darkness. I'm a light. I'm a beacon of light. That's what I'm here to do. You guys ask me questions about basketball, I give you my expert opinion. You guys ask me about other things, I give you my opinion, and it's met with whatever you believe the perception or the deception is. You guys investigate my life every day, and you justify it by serving your own purpose, which I honor. I would like the same respect in return, figuring out just like anyone else. So please keep that same energy when we're talking about anti-other things, because just because I post a documentary doesn't mean I'm anti-Semitic, and doesn't mean that I'm automatically standing with everyone that is believing in that. So it's unfortunate timing that we're in, but I'm glad that I could stand on the truth, because I'm not afraid of these mics, these cameras. I used to be looking everyone in the eye and telling them the truth, that I'm proud of who I am. Any label that you put on me, I'm able to dismiss because I study. I know the Oxford Dictionary, you look it up, right? Just one of the biggest mistakes I had in being a kid was not knowing European or Western language until I started looking it up and understanding the definitions and why they say, if you want to trick a black person, put it in a book. I was wondering my whole life why they said that.
Yeah, go ahead and pause that real quick. Go ahead and say what you're gonna say, Azariah. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just want to stop right there, and because he's constantly, as you see, he's constantly going in the interview when they're asking him, and we're going to see it again, even after the fact when we play it back. He's constantly bringing up the fact of, look what has happened to my people. I posted the link for information for people to check it out because I didn't have this stuff coming up. I used to wonder, you heard him just say, I wonder why they would say, if you want to hide something from a quote unquote, a black person, put it in a book. I used to wonder why they said that. And he's letting you know, he's basically just sharing information. It's no different than someone sending the link or anything to someone, say, hey man, you read this, check this out, edify yourself. Mm-hmm. And here they go when they want to play tit for tat with him. He's letting you know, well, what about what happened to my people? What happened to the destruction of my ancestors that were buried in the ground? What about them? And you see every time, and it'll happen again, even after this, Esau will continue to skip over that. And what about the people that you've hurt? What about the people that you hurt?
Yeah, don't even be like, yeah, man, I sympathize with you about your ancestors. Don't even say nothing.
Not even that.
Yeah, right over
it. Right over it. Like who cares? Yeah, that's basically what he's saying. You might as well just say who cares.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he said about how he was taught that his people came from a slave class. That's it. So y'all expect our people to just sit back and just take the narrative that some of our people are going to eventually want to search some things out. And there was two things. There was things he said, if you want to trick a person, put it in the book. And then if you also want to hide anything from a Negro, put it in the book as well. So it kind of goes both ways. That's why all books are not created equal. There's some books that were created after a certain period of time that was meant to throw off Jake. There's other books that are more truthful because they were written during the time when they didn't expect Jake to read. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times you just got to decipher between the two of what it is, because it actually goes both ways as well. But yeah, he got a lot more to say.
Now I'm 30 years old and I know reading is a superpower because it helps me understand where I'm going and where I come from, like a tree with roots.
Kyrie, the documentary listed among falsehoods. It said the Holocaust didn't happen.
Again, those falsehoods are unfortunate. And it's not that I don't believe in the Holocaust. I never said that. Never, ever have said it. It's not come out of my mouth. I never tweeted it. I never liked anything like it. So the Holocaust in itself is an event that means something to a large group of people that suffered something that could have been avoided. No one said we had to practice racism. No one said we had to treat each other like garbage. No one said that I had to stand here today and understand that many people that come from generations 60 years ago, 40 years ago, enslaved some of my ancestors still spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, and it's still going on. And you guys are asking me respectfully to speak on something that was a documentary that I had nothing to do with. I didn't make it.
Come on, man.
So just please keep that same energy when you guys are addressing me.
Kyrie, for the record, do you have any anti-Semitic beliefs?
Look at that. Look at this damn devil, man. See? Kyrie.
He skipped over everything he just said.
Oh, everything. And this is what you got?
He said, "Oh, forget about what happened to your people and us freaking oppressing them for hundreds of years. Let's just get right into this question.
Do you have any anti-Semitic beliefs?" Bro, he just answered your question on top of that. He been
saying that, yeah.
Man.
They trolling.
Yeah, they trolling for real.
Again, I'm going to repeat. I don't know how the label becomes justified because you guys ask me the same questions over and over again. But this is not going to turn into a spin around cycle of questions upon questions. I told you guys how I felt. I respect all walks of life and embrace all walks of life. That's where I sit.
I think what people want to hear, though, is just a yes or no on that question. Yes or no.
I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from.
Ooh.
I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I
come on.
Pause that. We got
him
on there. Go ahead, Doc.
Got him.
Come on, man. Hey, listen. Say I can't be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from.
Bro.
And that's the thing.
We have to. Should we go into Genesis?
Hold on.
That's what got him. That's what got him suspended.
That's right.
That's what got him suspended right there. What he just said.
Yep. And,
but why on earth would these people think that they the only ones that come up out of the line of Shem, though?
Bro, I'm gonna put the private chat. Let me send this to you, Azariah. Let me send you this Wikipedia. Hold on. Go ahead and pull it up real quick.
Got it.
Just read the definition, the first one at the top. All the other stuff, there's a lot of stuff that is
look at that. You was about to do what I was getting ready to pull up. Look at that. Beat me to the punch. All right. Anti-Semitism. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Yeah, so read the definition, and then I'll tell you the other part to read on here as well.
All right.
Just read that first sentence, or first two sentences on there.
All right. Anti-Semitism is hostility to, prejudice towards, or discrimination against Jews. A person who holds such positions is called an anti-Semite. Anti-Semitism is considered to be a form of racism.
Yeah, so that's from the Wikipedia. Now, that's why Kyrie said he cannot be anti-Semitic if he knows where he comes from. Because if you know you're a Jew, by definition of what they call anti-Semitism, why would you be discriminatory against yourself? So you can't be anti yourself if you get what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Now, I got another piece. Hold on, bro. Let me find this real quick. Hold on for one moment. Let me get back to my Instagram. I want you to play this. This is heavy. I want you to play this video. I'm gonna send you this private link. Just give me a moment before we go to the other part. Where is it at? I know I have it here somewhere. Let me get this real quick. This is a heavy one. It's from a Jake that was very prominent back in the day. Dang, is that from here? I didn't send it to myself. Hold on. Just give me a moment. Let me just click on this link and see if this is it. I found it. Hold on. I'm gonna send it in the private chat. And you can pull it up. So go ahead and play this real quick. It's an Instagram link. If you can, you might have to open up another one. I mean, you can put it on the screen for brothers and sisters to see and hear.
Yeah, let me
and I think we can stop this interview right here, because I think that was really like the point we wanted to with Kyrie. That statement that he made, like the brother said, is the reason why they're suspending him. That's really what it is. Mm-hmm. Him not admitting so-called anti-Semitism, and him acknowledging himself to be a Jew, which is what that statement made them feel the type of way. Those that are in the NBA's
cut
commissioner, all that.
Let's get this going on here. All right.
But its ultimate reality is that it is to do what? Control the behavior and perceptions of other people in the interest of the people who belong to that thing. That's all it is. And the first question you ask, and so the thing goes out, you're anti-Semitic. Now, it doesn't matter what you said, whether you told the truth or not the truth, or this or that, has nothing to do with that. Not at all. It has to do, now the next question you're going to ask is, oh, how can I not be anti-Semitic? Don't say this, don't say that, don't do this, don't do that, and then we won't call you what? Anti-Semitic. And so when you're striving to be what? Not anti-Semitic, you then what? Fall under the control of another people.
That's it.
Regardless of whether they are right or wrong, or regardless of how unfair they are, as soon as you meet the requirements of not being.
Yeah. So basically, Dr. Amos Wilson, this was from the 80s. He's saying that if you being called anti-Semitic is a means of control, because once you are called anti-Semitic, you're then going to change your behavior to not be anti-Semitic. And by doing that, you automatically fall under their control. Period. And this is what happened with Nick Cannon. This is what happened with Deshaun Jackson. This is what happened with all these Jakes that were accused of anti-Semitism because they claimed their own true heritage. Period. They didn't have to quote no Hitler. They didn't have to freaking quote any anti so-called Jewish movie or publication. Just by you saying you're a Jew is a form of anti-Semitism, because you're basically not acknowledging them as being the only true people. Okay, so go ahead and play it. I think it's almost done.
Being called anti-Semitic, you're under control. And yet here's a people that's less than 3% of the American population, less than 1/10 of 1% of the world's population, who through the use of that term and through the throwing of that accusation can manipulate whole political and economic and social systems. And then they're the first one to tell you that you shouldn't talk in terms of race.
Come on. So that's a heavy thing right there. Now let's go back. Y'all anything to say?
No, go. You go ahead first. Go ahead.
No,
I got some to pull up afterwards.
Yeah. Go back to the anti-Semitic definition, and go to the third paragraph where it says the root word Semite, and I think Yawasop can break it down because he was alluding to it earlier.
Which one?
Let's do it. Okay.
You see where it says the root word Semite?
Yeah. So the root word Semite gives the false impression that anti-Semitism is directed against all Semitic people, including Arabs, Assyrians, Arameans. The compound word anti-Semitism was first used in print in Germany in 1879 as a scientific sounding term from Judaism or Jew hatred, and this has been its common use since then.
That's right. You don't hear none of those other nations crying about anti-Semitism.
Come on, bro.
This group of I call them cow patty hats when they wear on black hair. They the only ones that feel like they the only people that come up out of the line of Shem.
Come on, bro.
Oh, man.
So they took a whole word and misused it. How come they don't say just anti-Jewish? Now they have what's called the Anti-Defamation League. The Anti-Defamation League was created in fact. Let me look it up real quick.
I was actually, if you could hold that real quick, because actually I was going to this article that I'm about to bring up is going to lead right into that too.
Okay, cool.
Let's check this out. This is where so Kyrie, right? Where he had to, let's see what that is. About to bring into the all right. So one of the things they got him to do, right? Part of that control that he was talking about, right? Article by Amanda Sue on November 3rd, 2022. Kyrie Irving, Brooklyn Nets to donate $500,000 each to Anti-Defamation League. The team and league have condemned Irving's actions, but haven't disciplined him. So, of course, this is one of their little acts to try to get him to, try to get him in control, in line. The Brooklyn Nets and all-star point guard Kyrie Irving have announced that each of them will donate $500,000 to the Anti-Defamation League after Irving tweeted a link to a film that critics say promotes anti-Semitic tropes. The events of the past week have sparked many emotions within the Nets organization, our Brooklyn community, and the nation. The joint statement between the two parties read, "The public discourse that followed has brought greater awareness to the challenges we face as a society when it comes to combating hate and hate speech." All right. "We are ready to take on this challenge, and we recognize that this is a unique moment to make a lasting impact. To promote education within our community, Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets will each donate $500,000 towards causes and organizations that work to eradicate hate and intolerance in our communities," the statement continued. The Nets and Kyrie Irving will work with the ADL and Anti-Defamation League, a nonprofit organization devoted to fighting anti-Semitism and all types of hate, that undermine justice and fair treatment for every individual. This is an effort to develop educational programming that is inclusive and will comprehensively combat all forms of anti-Semitism and bigotry.
Wow. Trying to just indoctrinate the brother.
Yes.
Yeah, and I believe
I
they
don't even
had
know how you
rejected.
would even agree to go through that. I'm sorry. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, sitting around with so-called Jewish leaders and stuff like that, like that's what they were wanting him to do. I'm like, bro,
And they gonna just rub it in, bro.
Yeah, sit down with them. But let me get my own leaders then, because I'm gonna have in fact, we're not gonna be in the same room. We'll do a what do you call it? We'll do a remote conversation. I'm gonna have my guys with your guys, and we're gonna dissect this whole situation. You get your few intelligent dudes, brothers that know how to speak and help you formulate your words and ask the right questions to these people and record that conversation, so that way everything is established and you let it be known that nothing he did was anti-Semitism, breaking it down. Now, the Anti-Defamation League was created in 1913. Now, I remember from my understanding, the Anti-Defamation League was created after one of these so-called Jewish people was accused of raping and killing a so-called white girl, Christian, which would, so-called Christian girl. I think she was around 13 years old or so. His name was the guy's name was Leo Frank. Leo Frank, who was, I believe, a superintendent or a manager out there in Georgia, he tried to pin the crime on a Jake. And the so-called white Christians didn't believe him and still arrested him and convicted him for the rape and murder of this girl who was a so-called white Christian, so-called. And they saw, and by the way, he was hung. He was executed. He was hung as part of the crime. This right here was the reason why they ended up creating ADL. Because what happened was those so-called Jewish people, they saw that even them accusing a so-called black man of being the criminal was not even enough to protect them. They can't even run that play. Okay, they couldn't even run that play, and that scared them because it made them realize that they were not trusted in the greater part of so-called white society. And the Most High made it like that for them to have that level of animosity, because even so-called the Edomites, Christians, know by and large, especially those down south, that these small hats are very treacherous and can't be fully trusted. So that's what led to them creating the ADL. And so since then, they've used the ADL to basically accuse people of the words anti-Semitism. Literally, when you go to the ADL and look up articles concerning Anti-Defamation League, they always are involved in what's called anti-Semitism or calling it out.
Okay.
Yep.
Now I got a precept for you real quick. This is Isaiah. It's 29. Hold on. Yeah, Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 21. They make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. So they're convicting him. They're making him an offender for a word, for speaking truthfully about his lineage and the same thing they did with Kanye. Now, I think you talked about how, I think one of the articles you were reading said something about not articles, from Dr. Amos Wilson. Dr. Amos Wilson says that accusing somebody of anti-Semitism is a political and economic tool. Oh. Now, how do we know this? Look what happened with Kanye. He literally lost billions of dollars of net worth within a couple of days. The freaking stock of of like Adidas plummeted like 4 to 5% in one day after the release of Kanye. Their total stock. They lost 1.7. I think Kanye West this year was attributed like I think $1.7 billion of Adidas's economy or basically revenue. Now that's political. That's some economic damage. Somebody else hurt other than Kanye. You better believe it. Amazon at Adidas. There was somebody that was marketer for Yeezy brand. You had certain. You get what I'm saying? Like them people losing money, bro. There's money being lost. It's a ripple effect of just the word anti-Semitism that can literally have ripple effect in people in the pockets of various people, which we'll get into. We'll get into further with how it's affecting the Kyrie Irving situation.
Yeah, I heard that it was somebody at Adidas that was fighting for Kanye, trying to keep him there.
You better believe it.
Oh yeah. When you making up the high percentage of the profits, 40+% of the profits that they're making, that they're bringing in, you're almost the face of that franchise in a sense. They gonna. That's why they were like the last to actually drop him. Everybody was waiting. They was like, "Wait, what? Adidas, when you gonna drop? Ye? You gonna drop him? You gonna drop him?"
Yeah, they were putting pressure.
You know what's crazy? What you just said. People are saying Yeezys don't go on sale. They sell at retail. They sell out at retail. They don't go on sale there. You're not going to find them in the clearance section. You're not of Adidas. You're not going to go to Adidas outlet and find Yeezys sitting there chilling.
Wow.
So you understand the profit margin that his products make is as the highest profit margin that Adidas sells. So even if he doesn't sell the volume of units, the profits per unit sold of Yeezy branded products is higher than anything else that Adidas makes. Now, because of this, you already know your boy had to check out and see what was going on at adidas.com. And they had major discounts on stuff I never seen big time discounts on.
Oh.
You know
trying to make up some money.
Bruv. They had up to 60% off. Then they had on these products that are already on clearance, get an additional 20% off. I never seen that ever.
Ooh. You know how bad that is if your clearance items have to get an additional percentage off.
God. And they put stuff on clearance that they rarely put on clearance. Put on sale. Like the Adidas Ultra Boost. I don't know if y'all familiar with the Adidas Ultra Boost, but it's like their best running shoe that they create. It's like their equivalent to like a Nike Air Max 2020, 2021. They rarely go on sale. Like they rarely go on sale. Not only did they have it on sale, they were like, hey, get an extra 20% off with this extra sale code. It's like, what? This is a shoe they sell like $190, $200. You can get them for like $100 now. This is like one of their best-selling products that's they have to put on major sale. They basically dropped it 50% off because they lose in business in the fourth quarter. Because they in the fourth quarter right now, and the fourth quarter numbers is not going to look good.
Right.
It's going to look good right now, bro. Expect to see all kind of nice apparel and shoes at your local Adidas outlets or even at your local Ross, TJ Maxx, or Marshalls. It's that bad. And they willing to lose that bread, bro, to protect their interests, bro. And people took economic losses outside of them because of this.
Yep. It's all about power. It ain't about no money.
Thank you.
It's all about the power.
All about power, man. They willing to sacrifice, do an economic sacrifice, man.
They ready to show you what kind of power they got.
That's right. So
just what Kanye said, but they don't wanna. They don't have no power.
Hey, what did Kanye? They said no one man should have all this power.
Come on, man.
Now Kanye West was saying about how they had controlled all these things.
Yeah,
and then proved it with his own situation.
They proving them right.
The heck. Now they're doing the Kyrie Irving, who didn't say a thing. He ain't saying that. He just posted a link that's on Amazon, and look what they're about to do to him. Look what they're doing to him, and we'll get into that.
I'm gonna step away for a second. I'll be right back.
Now, Azariah, get that article. Get the third link I sent you in the private chat with Kevin Durant's statement. Or actually, you can go into the 5-game suspension thing first, and then we'll go into the statement of. So let's get the suspension from Brooklyn Nets, because we'll deal with the what we just saw before with the apparel brand, because bro, this is heavy, bro. Like this is very heavy right now. Yeah, so if you can get the suspension, the 5-game suspension, if you want, if you can search the article, I can send it to you.
I got you right here.
You got it? Okay, cool.
Pulling it up.
Cool.
There's a couple of them though. We'll just pull up one.
Yeah, just pull up one and then read the article.
ESPN.com.
And then after that, we'll get the Kevin Durant statement as well, which is the third link I sent you on the private chat.
It's Shalom, brother, and Nachama. This is one of the sisters we got to baptize too. Get her going. But to answer your question of why he apologizing, you go back. If you go when you replay this live back when we finish, you'll see a lot of the heavy stuff that they do to these type of celebrities we went into, and why it's so heavy. So he is bowing down to oppression, not necessarily. We're not going to say he's necessary, but he is taking a knee right now. He is taking if you will, right, a retreat at the moment, because you got to look at it when you don't have the full aspect of Yahawashi and what the things that these people and these organizations can do to you. Hey, listen, sometimes you might have to sit back, rerun this, and you'll see exactly how heavy this stuff is. We getting into it right now. I'm just waiting for it to pull up and load on me. All right, there you go. Oh, man. I'm gonna drop this. Maybe I'll make it run quicker. All right, there we go. Y'all see it?
Gone.
No, we don't see it yet. You're still in the old article.
Oh, that's the old.
Oh, okay. Let me stop sharing that then. All right, let's get into where I got it right here. There you go. All right. All right. Kyrie Irving. Here we go. Kyrie Irving suspended at least 5 games by Nets. Apologizes. All right. So this is on ESPN.com itself on NBA. New York, the Brooklyn Nets suspended Kyrie Irving for at least 5 games without pay Thursday, dismayed by his repeated failure to unequivocally say he has no anti-Semitic beliefs, with Irving later issuing an apology for his social media post last week about a book and movie that feature anti-Semitic tropes. Irving had refused to apologize during a post-practice media session earlier Thursday, and the Nets subsequently said Irving is currently unfit to be associated with the Brooklyn Nets. We were dismayed today when given an opportunity in a media session that Kyrie refused to unequivocally say he has no anti-Semitic beliefs nor acknowledge Semitic hateful material in the film. This was not the first time he had the opportunity. Hold on, it jumped off on me. This was not the first time he had the opportunity, but failed to clarify, the net said in a statement. Such failure to disavow anti-Semitism when given a clear opportunity to do so is deeply disturbing, is against the values of our organization, and constitutes conduct detrimental to the team. Accordingly, we are the view that he is currently unfit to be associated with the Brooklyn Nets. We'll stop right there for us. We'll stop right there a little bit.
Yeah. So, and we'll get into what his Instagram post said as well, because it's on that link right there. Now, we'll say this is that he failed twice. They said this is not the only time he failed to address the anti-Semitism. We just played the 2 videos. And the 5-game suspension, what that is going to be, is going to get him away from basketball so they can get him around these small hats, get him in meetings with his probably his agent, where they can basically try and basically shake him down, convince him that they can make his life miserable if he doesn't come fully apologize. Because this 5-game suspension is just an interim time. This can extend. The plan is for him to sit down 5 games without pay and for them to get in his head that he needs to basically make things right all the way with the team, or he's out of there indefinitely. And basically they're going to, he could basically, at that point, he's going to have to either force himself into early retirement, which if he does that, that will be a major big news story, which will actually further this whole controversy of Zion that we're in even further. You better believe that athlete at the top of his game in his prime, stepping away, would basically send shockwaves through the sports world, and it will make Jakes really basically question what is really going on. So you can go ahead, and if you got anything to say, if not, we can move on into the article, continue reading this article.
The brother put up real quick. Hoop King Tay says basically they do all types of buck breaking on these so-called black celebrities. In Kanye's case, they threaten to take his kids and to institutionalize him until he is in zombie land. Yep, that's what we was talking about earlier. So institutionalize him, basically put him on a bunch of, just a quick recap what we went to, put him in a bunch of meds, and basically have him, he's done for life, like the brother brought out, zombie land. He's zombified. He's just moving out there. He don't know what he's doing. And you can imagine if they do, the reason why we went into that was if you imagine if they did that with him, this is the same type of treatment. This and various other mechanisms are things that they'll use on other celebrities. So Kyrie is no exception to the rule, because they want, the first thing they want, of course, is your mind to be gone. So if they put you on that type of state, you can't edify nobody if you're in zombie land.
That's right.
All right. Let me go back. Let me see if there's anything else left on here.
Yeah, there's a lot left on there.
Okay.
There's a lot left on there. Where you stopped at was associated with the Brooklyn Nets. So go to about. From about.
All right. About 4 hours after the Nets announced his suspension, Irving issued an apology, which many, including NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, had wanted sooner. We want it now. In an Instagram post, Irving wrote, "To all Jewish families and communities that are hurt and affected from my post, I am deeply sorry to have caused you pain, and I apologize. I initially reacted out of emotion to being unjustly labeled anti-Semitic instead of focusing on the healing process of my Jewish brothers and sisters that were hurt from the hateful remarks made in the documentary. I wanted to clarify any confusion on where I stand fighting against anti-Semitism by apologizing for posting a documentary without context and a factual explanation outlining the specific beliefs in the documentary I agreed with and disagreed with. I had no intention to disrespect any Jewish cultural history regarding the Holocaust or perpetuate any hate. I am learning from this unfortunate event and hope we can find understanding between us all." Now, I'm looking at this, and it's clearly obvious that, not that Kyrie can't, type something out in well thought. It's just that this clearly he has a PR here person telling him, his handler, whatever here, is telling him what to say, or in his own word, forming as if it's for Kyrie, and ghostwriting this out, telling him what to say. He's got a PR helping him out type this thing.
That's right, Con.
Damn well, Kyrie didn't. This is totally contradictory of what he's been saying in this.
Yeah, he probably was like, man, you can go ahead and write it, but it ain't my word. You just go ahead and write it.
Yeah. Con.
Yep. Yeah, because you got to remember, man, there's other people outside of Kyrie that make money off him. He has an agent. You know what I'm saying? He has various representatives. You got people that are making like, you know, an agent might make but a 5% cut off your contract. So the last thing they want is for your money to go away. If you're making like 50 million, 40, 50 million, that's they eating off of that too. So that's where there's another person to be like, yo, you gotta send something out. Go get a lawyer to write some things for you. And that's why these guys, man, they gonna back down, bro, because of them curses. How do we know that? I'm gonna read it real quick. Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in the want of all things. You know what I'm saying? And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he hath destroyed thee. Now we had the physical yokes, but there's still a mental yoke. And that yoke is you know that you're under control. You know that you got to go to these people. If you had your own stuff, you had your own kingdom, you could say F off. You had your own army, your own ability to basically defend yourself, and you didn't need these people, you can say go F yourself. Like some of these Edomites
when
would do.
Disaster strikes,
you know what I'm saying?
what really matters?
You got Edomites out there that will say go F yourself because they got
It's
their
not
own
walls,
situation going
pipes, or sheetrock.
You got something playing in the
It's
background.
not rugs or furniture.
Yo,
What matters most is getting you back on your feet. And you deserve a company
Scroll
that
up and down.
knows
There's
what
one
matters.
of the videos is playing somewhere.
Belfour, restoring more than property.
You just muted your mic, but it's still playing the audio. You're good. You're good now. We can stop there with that.
Is it Derek Henry?
So now go to the
I think it's
go to the Nike article now. It's the fourth article I sent you in the private chat.
Let me see. Remember which link? Oh yeah, I see. All right, let me get that up there real quick. Nike suspends relationship with Kyrie. All right. Y'all see it, right?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Nike, so this is from Sydney Henderson, U.S. Today, on MSN. Written yesterday, 10/19, published 10/19 p.m. Nike suspends relationship with Kyrie Irving. We are deeply saddened and disappointed, of course. All right, so Brooklyn Nets star Kyrie Irving's signature shoe with Nike is in limbo. Nike announced on Friday that it is suspending its long-standing relationship with Irving, who has been suspended by the Nets for his failure to definitively disavow anti-Semitism after promoting a controversial film on social media that contained anti-Semitic disinformation. At Nike, we believe there is no place for hate speech, and we condemn any form of anti-Semitism. The company said in a statement to U.S. Today Sports, "We've made the decision to suspend our relationship with Kyrie Irving effective immediately." You know they got that call. Irving has had a signature shoe line with Nike since 2014. By 2017, Irving had the best-selling basketball sneaker in the market, and Forbes reported Irving's Nike deal was worth $11 million in 2019. He's released 7 signature shoes with Nike and teased the upcoming release of the Kyrie 8, the newest edition of his shoe, as November 11th on Twitter. But Nike said it will no longer launch the Kyrie 8. We are deeply saddened and disappointed by the situation and its impact on everyone, Nike concluded its statement.
Yeah, so Kyrie Irving's in 2017 was the best-selling basketball shoe. It's consistently a top 5 best-selling basketball shoe. If you go to a court anywhere in America, among the shoes you're going to see on a regular basis being used to ball in is the Kyrie shoe. I know that it's a highly recommended shoe for people that are guards in the sneaker space. If you're playing ball, to ball in some Kyries, known for good responsive cushioning and great traction for years, and it's heavily lauded in the basketball hoop community. So these people are willing to throw away money. They're willing to throw that away. Do you know that they've made probably hundreds of thousands of probably millions of pairs of Kyrie 8s in their factories that they're supposed to ship over all over the world to be sold at retailers? They're not even going to end up in Ross and Marshalls and TJ Maxx, bro. They're not even going to end up at a Goodwill. They're just going to scrap it. So that means, bro, if Nike's ending their relationship with Kyrie, he's done. First of all, one, they can suspend and terminate his contract. On there, you have like certain behavioral clauses on your contracts, which they can terminate your contract with them for any reason. Any kind of controversy, they can terminate the contract. So that money's gone. He ain't getting that no more. So this is his first money that he's lost. The next one, he's just lost 5 game checks. We're going to see if he's going to lose the rest of the year as well if he doesn't comply. What does that also mean? When Kyrie Irving comes back to play ball, he can't wear Kyrie Irving's. You got to wear something else. You can't wear a signature line. You can't wear Kyrie 8s and then they're not paying him anymore. So when he comes back from suspension, unless Nike reinstates his shoe and their relationship with him, he's done, which they're not going to do. Because if they made this decision, you better believe that, like, think about it, bro. They're not going to bring it back, bro. Like, he's no longer representing Nike. I would be surprised. Now, you can still probably buy Kyrie's on their website, but they're probably going to take off his images off the website at this moment. But the 8s are gone. Anything else, like the 7s that are still in stock, they'll sell them. Just like, but you know, I don't think they're going to remove them like they did Kanye stuff off of Adidas. You know, crazy, bro. Crazy.
Bro, Ye and Kyrie, and we don't know what happens in the background. I would say those two definitely need to have a conversation. This is at this point you need to figure out, like you see, they prove my point, right? They proving my point. Like you gotta because you gotta analyze this type of stuff, man. It just shows, man. You show the power is being shown. Like no matter what happens to Ye or Kyrie or any other, because it's not gonna stop here. You think Kyrie's gonna be the last celebrity? The Most High is gonna have it to where someone else is going to be another example as well.
Con. Yeah, the brother who said something. I'm gonna go into the statement at the bottom. They are throwing away money as a statement of power, so our people need to do the same thing and pull out. Specifically, Kyrie retirement and Kanye getting out of all his contracts is kind of genius. Yeah, Kanye. I don't think Kanye intended to try and get him out of his contracts by using by going like on a verbal tirade against the powers that be. He did go up again. He did say some things against Gap and Adidas prior to his tirade against them small hats, and they did nothing. They did nothing at all. So, you know,
I think Kanye kind of underestimated the magnitude of the power that these folks had.
Yeah,
that's what I think he did.
Exactly.
He didn't really think they had that much power.
And he didn't think that they would throw away billions of dollars worth of.
He felt it when he lost all that money in a matter of 2 days, man.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Because what brothers and sisters need to understand is that all aspects of society is controlled. There's a guy named Dr. Nellie Fuller. Dr. Nellie Fuller is a guy who studied, racism and white supremacy. He talks about the 9 areas of activity. The so-called white supremacists, also known as Esau Edom, controls all 9 areas of activity. We don't have time to go into that today, but I may go into it as well. So we have to understand, like, him getting out of those contracts didn't mean he was going to be able to basically start his own independent brand. If anything, it made him more of an economic pariah to be dealt with in any level, because it's different when he left with Nike, when they didn't give him his own brand line that he wanted, because he did the Red Octobers, which were the biggest shoe of the freaking decade or something like that, at least at that time. Or probably the biggest, most hyped, I would say the most hyped shoe of the last 10 years is the Red Octobers. Like, the most hyped. More hype. Right. This is a bigger hype than the Space Jam 11s. Like, we're talking about super ridiculous, like, resale value at the time. Air Mags, I think, would probably be up there as well, but definitely the Red Octobers. Air Max is the Marty McFly shoe, the Back to the Future shoe that Nike created. Now, you got to remember that they control everything. So only way that Kanye West could have benefited from being independent, because he ran the Skechers like a dummy, thinking that Skechers was going to do business with him. This shows you that he doesn't understand the powers that these people have to shut him out of industry, like Yawasab talked about. He underestimated that. Like, yeah, he did. He thought he could just go to Skechers. Oh, I got out of my contract. I can take the name Yeezy and do business with Skechers. They don't want that bread. They can, even though he can make the money, even with the controversy, if he got with Skechers and he was allowed to do business with Skechers, people would still buy Skechers Yeezys just because it's Yeezy, just because Kanye West stood up. Yep. They would just do it out of like a sign of act of rebellion. People would rock with him and buy it, they'll sell it like crazy. Yep. You don't even want to touch that money, because not all money is good money. So he can't even go independent right now. Like, Kanye cannot even go independent and sell his own shoes here in Babylon. Can't do it. He could probably sell in China. And by the way, sidebar, Joe Tsai is the owner of Brooklyn Nets. He's so-called Chinese businessman from Taiwan, who is one of the founders of Alibaba. So Kanye West, even if he created an independent company to sell his own Yeezy apparel, and he couldn't sell it in the US, if he tried to sell it on a platform like Alibaba, which is the Asian version of Amazon, he couldn't even sell it there, because Joe Tsai, who is who is a Chinese American owner, or a Chinese owner, billionaire from China, Taiwan, would be told by his fellow owners, who half of them are so-called Jewish, to block Yeezy from being able to be sold on the Alibaba platform. Bro, y'all have no idea how far this goes, man. Rewind it back and look up what I'm saying later on, and you can see what I'm talking about. Bro, it's heavy. It's heavy. He's finished. Yeezy brand is done. Finito. If you want to get it on eBay, StockX, Mercari, Poshmark, yeah, you can go buy it there. After it's already been made by Adidas. But any new stuff from any brand independently or collaboration with somebody else, that's done. They're going to lock out of the fashion industry, period.
Based off them relationships, man. You heard one side, you dealing with them all, man. Psalms 83 and 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
Yep. Sure is.
Bro.
They all joined together and went against both of them, brother, Kyrie and Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yay.
Yay.
yeah.
He had to check him a lot of times on Drink Champs, talking about they kept calling me Kanye.
Yeah. It's like Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Respect it. Hey, but look, we might have to. Hopefully he's on some Saul to Paul type stuff, man. Hopefully.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, really, that and this should show our people, man, for anybody who may, be trying to catching on to the gospel, Yahweh Shem Yahweh shall let them see. This should let you know right here, right? These are at one point one of the top wealthiest Israelite man, you know what I'm saying, just in standing, or so-called black man in America. And our people talking about, we need to invest, we need to go and build together as a group on these businesses. This just shows you the market is not in our hand. This just shows you if he can't do it, imagine how they're gonna do us.
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
It's fruitless.
Yeah. Now I'll say this to brother Hoop King Tay. He made a good statement as well, as far as like him retiring. That will be a more powerful statement than what Kaepernick did, bro.
Yeah.
If he decided to retire, bro, like it would be ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Oh my! It would literally take this Israelite conversation will go to the next level.
Yeah.
Like Mario Brothers. You feel me?
Yep.
like for real, bro. We go to the next level, bro. That stuff will be major controversy.
He'd be free to say anything he want to then.
Oh, but they can block his platform. But the statement alone, that would say more than anything he could say.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And he could just say that he feels that his identity is being attacked and he wants to stand up for his heritage. He didn't say anything against the Jewish people. However, my own identity as identifying as a Jew myself is, the reason why I feel like I'm being unnecessarily attacked, and I've decided to retire from the NBA. These people will be finished.
I know.
That'd be a freaking nuclear missile on the freaking social media sphere. That stuff will go freaking nuts. Like, go nuts. They wouldn't even be able to read that statement on ESPN, bro. Like, Skip and Shannon wouldn't know what to do on Fox News. They tell him don't even address that statement. Just address him retiring and say it's anti-Semitism, that he didn't want to apologize.
Right.
Like, I'm telling you, bro, he go crazy. Because he can retire, bro. Bro, listen, how much money does a dude like Kyrie Irving need? He's about 30 years old. If you're sitting on 20 mil, if you're sitting on 20 mil, look of cash, which he has way more than that.
China let him come over there and play ball.
Yeah, not even, but yeah, exactly. China let him go over play ball. He'd be bigger than Stephon Marbury was in China. Yep. If he went over there and dominated.
Come on over there.
Yeah, if he wanted to continue his career, go and play ball in China, they'll build you a big old palatial estate.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But he could just go into the word, man. Like, but man, he'd have to join a group. He'd have to join a group and just go under the radar completely. Congregate, rock, hopefully, I mean, he can rock with us, but at the end of the day, we just want him to get salvation. We know the oppression that he's facing. We understand what he's dealing with. If I were him, I think it would make sense to just retire.
Yeah, I roll out on him.
Yeah,
I roll out, man.
Yeah, because remember they was trying to force him to take the the V-Pack.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be like, look, I'm done with you freaking devils. Let me take my money that I got for the talent that the Most High gave me, and I'm gonna basically just live with the rest of this. You know what I'm saying? And just fall into obscurity. And really, I would just treat it like I would just get away from. What I would do if I were him, I'd try and stay in Babylon to build my people here who are still oppressed in captivity, like he admits and he knows. I would throw a good chunk of my money like over in Asia, like in a separate bank account.
Ahead of time,
and then I would just chill with like a few million here while I'm trying to rock and build with my people on the underground level.
Representation banks be like, you got to get your money up out of here.
Correct.
I got a scripture right here.
This
is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, and verse 10. Let us oppress the poor, righteous man. And when you see that a poor, righteous man, it's not necessarily mean he's poor as in wealth. He's poor in spirit. And let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. Let our strength be the law of justice. Esau is flexing on these two brothers, they strength, man, they power. That's their justice that they getting back at them for what they said. They're using their power against them. They letting their strength be their justice. These folks, man, they are out. This is Lord willing, this might be almost the beginning of Jacob's trouble. We're gonna start from up in this, man. You know, it could lead on into that.
Yeah. The controversy of Zion
I could see this spewing over to some of these camps. Remember, they had them on the list.
Yep.
Yeah.
I could see this spewing over to some of these camps after this.
You know,
You
might start getting Vocab Malone interviews.
Some of them boys while they on the block.
They're gonna bring Vocab Malone on ESPN and freaking First Take and stuff soon. Yeah,
I can see it.
Hebrew Israelism.
God.
Hebrew Israelism.
Because you see, he doing plenty of posts on that. But all celebrity faces. Look at them. These celebrities practice Hebrew Israelism. Now he added Kyrie to the list. You know, so hey man, I definitely could see. And you talk about, because even with Stephen A. Smith, we won't get into it tonight. I'll just probably set that up on a separate thing. This is real quick, but like in the interview with Stephen C. Smith, like I like to call him. Y'all know what the C stand for.
God.
Let me look. I got some more on this here. I'm gonna jump down to verse 16. We are esteemed of him as counterfeit. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. Now this is the wicked talking about the righteous. And they said that we esteem of him as counterfeit. You ain't the people of God. And let me see. He pronounces the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that God is his father.
Yeah, because that's talking about as well about Yahawashi.
Yeah,
said I'm the son, son of God. And us, as if you're a believer, says if you that as many as believed on him, the same that he called gave them power to be the sons of the living God.
Right. The ungodly. This is the ungodly also, like they reasoning with themselves.
Correct.
Yeah, trying to convince themselves.
Yeah, that even goes into like even non-believing Israelites too, because they're in league with them.
Yeah.
When you go into that chapter, you can kind of see some of the stuff that Yahawashi and the disciples went through, especially Yahawashi. Like he boasts himself to be the son. If you be the son of the living God, come down off that cross right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's mocking him. Like he boasts himself to be the son of God, and all that stuff. And we esteem as a counterfeit. You're not the real Messiah. You're saying you are, but you're a counterfeit.
Yeah.
Just like they do with us. You're not a real Jew. You're not a real, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Which which is why even then, right? They're gonna send. They always send. It's always like that. They send multiple of our people. Same thing, same formula to come and attack those people who are in seeking of truth and speaking it. They're always going to send your people to come attack you, and they're going to take the little deal, and they're going to do it because they're scared if they don't, they're next in line. So they're going to come and attack you like Shaquille O'Neal, man. He come in here calling Kyrie, he called him an idiot. Long when they was doing that discussion. They, you know what I'm saying? They doing that, and this is exactly why we don't try to push nationalism, because like we're trying to line up with we can't. There's no way when you got these type of people coming at you, man.
Because he went on there and tried to fire at he tried to take a shot at, as Kanye said something about him about his partnership
on a tweet, right? Yeah.
And he was talking about ain't no such thing as 50-50 in a business in a business agreement. He says somebody got to have that 1%, 51% gonna have more power than the other one.
That's right.
Basically saying that the Edomite got more power than Shaq in his business dealings.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Shaq got offended by that, talking about mind your business.
Mm-hmm.
You need to focus on your own problems right now, or something he had said.
Yeah.
Island, but he don't know what he's talking about. Yeah.
It's gonna push because they did say that. I was saying Stephen C. They're gonna push it to this is the beginning of a larger problem. We might not get into it now, but the Nick Wright interview where they said this is beginning to a larger problem. This is basically using Kyrie to, like you said earlier, y'all was to jump into something further. Yeah. So it's only a matter of time, man, before they fully go ahead, because they're calling it out. I heard ESPN. I heard the Israelites believe. Stephen Coon Smith said that. So just believe, it's coming. It's working its way.
Yeah, they're gonna have to address it because the thing is getting to the point where so many Jakes are hearing about being Israel. So many celebrities are pushing it. When celebrities start talking about it, it goes even further because they have a bigger platform. So I think they're going to really start having conversations with a lot of these celebrities and letting them know that if you push that you're a Jew, you will be reprimanded. And if you look at it, it's just so many big celebrities that have been reprimanded over it. Most recent one, bigger prior to Kanye, was Nick Cannon. I mean, they threatened to take away his show. They were trying to give it to DC Young Fly. DC Young Fly rejected it. And they knew that if they took away the show and tried to give it to another, it wouldn't even work anyway, because unless a guy on the level of a DC Young Fly takes over Wild 'N Out, they don't have that show anymore. But because of the economic threats, remember what Dr. Amos said, the economic threat of being called an anti-Semitic person, it made Nick Cannon bow down, because imagine if he doesn't have that bread. The dude, I think he's just had his 11th child. So imagine if he lost that bread, like how's he going to take care of them, all them children? He's going to be, he'll within a few years, he'll run through all his bread. They're going to also have lawsuits. See, what's happening right now with Kanye West. Kanye West is currently being cannibalized. The vultures are coming. The hyenas are coming. The jackals are coming. They see he's economically being laid waste, and he's dead. He's a carcass economically. And when a carcass is dead, the vultures, your scavenger animals, come to eat off what's remaining. Now he's got I think his lawyers, he has a business partner suing him. There's like different people that are
George Floyd, is it his girlfriend or his baby mama?
His baby mama, who wasn't even with him.
Yeah,
he was over here
and then Kanye
started with a new woman.
Kanye said he gave the kid $2 million whenever George Floyd died.
Yeah, I remember when it happened. He gave $2 million. I remember when he did that. And Kanye West he's an unstable man, bro. And I think it's in part because of the psychotherapy drugs that they gave him. I think his mind is kind of like he's lost certain receptors in his mind that doesn't make him think logically at times. And I think He's set up his own demise where he didn't calculate things the right way. I think a guy like Kyrie Irving is way more calculated, and if he's wise, I think you shouldn't feel good as a man being controlled like this.
Right.
And if you're Kyrie, I think you retire. You retire, bump what freaking Kevin Durant got to say about trying to win a title. He can retire, and Kevin Durant can just force a trade. They just hired new coach Ime Udoka. They brought him in, fired Steve Nash, so they got a lot of stuff going on in their organization. But dude, you're sitting on more than enough money to live the rest of your life. You got to be sitting, bro. Worst case scenario, if he blew through all this money, he probably sitting on at least still $20 million on top of property that he has. That's if he was just BMF, bro, blowing money fast. He's still probably sitting on $20 million because the dude makes like about $50 million total easily with his endorsements of his contracts. Like, ain't no way even if he blew through all his money and he's still sitting on half of what he made last year. Like, bro, if you're sitting on $20 million, you can go build a life in Asia and come back and forth as a retired player, and build with your people that are oppressed and try and, prepare for the second coming. Because that's where we're at this point. And like you was alluding to with the Nick Wright, I'm going to watch it before I go to sleep tonight. I'm definitely going to watch him because Nick Wright, I followed Nick Wright for a long time. By the way, Nick Wright was here in Houston for many years. He's so-called white, but he could be a Jake because he's definitely against oppression heavily. You know what I'm saying? The way he thinks is he doesn't think like a lot of these people out here. He is married to a so-called black woman, but he does look like he's possibly like, you know what I mean? He doesn't look full so-called white, so he may be, he looks like almost like a northern tribeman anyway. But yeah, he's a very smart guy. He knows how to communicate certain things for those that are in the know that can decipher his words. And he knows that this controversy is going to get bigger. And Kyrie Irving, if he retires, I'm telling you, like, hold your freaking seats. Him if he retires, like,
oh yeah,
they're going to not know what to do. They're going to be confounded. They're going to have to consult with the higher ups about how to address this in the media. Because Kyrie Irving wouldn't need to say anything anymore except I retire from basketball. And they're going to point to why, you didn't want to apologize for anti-Semitism. No, it's deeper than that. It's identity issue right now. It's bethinking ourselves. It's the dry bones in the valley waking up. And just like it says, when they stood up, it was an exceeding great army. When you go to Revelation, it tells you that fear fell upon them that when they saw it. So fear is coming up. These Edomites are freaking shaking. The ones that are in the know are shaking about the Great Awakening. Mm-hmm. The Great Awakening is literally the scariest thing. This is what they've been spending money, oppression, paying all kind of coons among our people to keep our people basically Hellenized, Americanized, and loving this society, chasing after these fake, this American dream, which is nothing more than an American nightmare. And still our people are waking up to their identity, their, like the valley and the dry bones. All they just need left is that breath, okay, of the gospel to be breathed into them. You know what I'm saying? That spirit to be put into them, and these bones shall live. And bro, this thing is cinematic, bro. We're seeing some epic cinematic stuff going on like in a movie, bro.
Yeah.
We're living it out in real life, and it's like a dang movie right now. Like, Kyrie Irving retires, bro. Can you imagine the interviews of players? Hey, Steph Curry, what do you think about Kyrie Irving retiring? Boy, you boys they'd be like,
they wouldn't know what to do, bro. It's gonna go to Steph Curry. It's gonna go to LeBron.
Yeah,
Kevin Durant. It's gonna go to that whole NBA wave, and it might, some of it. Hey, depending on if it would have happened soon, some of it could spread over to other leagues too. NFL, they could go over there too, because they're gonna have some explaining to do.
Oh, and a lot of NFL players, they'll pop up and retire all day. They sitting on a certain amount of money.
Oh yeah,
up and retire. You see that every year, like so and so retired. Like, damn, he
tired of taking them hits.
Yeah, like he's just getting started. He just signed a, you know what I'm saying, do retire like ready. And so yeah, you get some guys, they might be sitting on 15, 20 mil, 10 million, and say, you know what? I could retire off of this. I already got a couple of things paid off. I got some Airbnb properties. You know what I'm saying? I didn't liquidated my crypto. I'm gonna just retire with this 15 million and keep it moving.
That's what That's what it takes, because even then they said that they wouldn't know what teams are really gonna even want to touch Kyrie, because they're talking about trading them. But it's like if you trade him, there's not many teams that are gonna be wanting to really take him on.
That's their whole thing. They want to blackball.
Exactly.
They want him out of there at this point. Trust me.
Yeah.
Want him out of there.
Yeah, if Nike ended their contract with him, that means that the NBA, Adam Silver, by the way, the commissioner of the NBA is Adam Silver, who's also a so-called Jewish man, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly.
Almost half the NBA owners are so-called Jewish.
Yep.
So, they don't want him around representing the NBA. If Nike is going to cut off their deal with him, bro, like NBA is ready to cut their ties with Kyrie. They're ready to do that. They can set 5-game suspension, but it may be an indefinite suspension. And if I was Kyrie, Kyrie, if he's wise in any way, he would retire. Like, I know that this NBA stuff don't matter no more.
5 games, I'll go get my ducks in order, man, and wait till they be like, you can come and play now. I'd be like, nah, I think I'm gonna just go on ahead and get the rest of these out. The rest of my life.
Yep.
I'm out of here.
Bro, can you imagine the look on them Edomite's face when they realize money ain't gonna keep a man in, like a Jake?
Yeah.
Because that's the tool they use with Jake to keep him in the game, keep him in their ways. Bro, them Edomites be like, wait, you want to retire? Wait. Okay. Like, are you serious about this?
Man. It wasn't that serious, man. It was only 5 games. Then they're gonna flip the script. It was just 5 games, man. Come on. When you're back, you're back. We're ready to go.
That's the only thing, because that's the same thing. Like you say, the narrative. Oh, Kyrie's such a talent. We believe he's a talented ball player, and everything. But he hateful remarks. He seems to be all over the place. This is kind of the narrative they drew for him, man.
He let his hatred end his career.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the narrative they have for him and other people, man. There's not any much place to go, man. This stuff is going to be a trickle effect, just like the Kaepernick. I mean, like the brother brought the Kaepernick situation. Look what that did. This would be way more impactful than the Kaepernick situation.
Bro, way more, bro. Like, even my mom, my cousin, bro. I had a whole conversation with my cousin that stays out in lived out in Chicago for some time. He's still in Illinois. He's outside of Chicago now. And bruh, like, even he was like, bruh, this Kanye West situation is making me think about the conversation you had with me about us being Israelites. He said, I'm starting to see it now. He said, the way that they treating them is just strange. I was like, bruh.
I seen a video of a sister saying something similar. I seen a video. She was saying something similar to that.
It's like we said, man. Hey,
her eyes been opened up now. Now she can see. She said, "I just wish everybody else could see what I see."
Come on, man. And see, that's the thing. We don't even know what these celebrities' full purpose. We don't know if the Most High wants to bring one or both of them into the gospel or not. But he's definitely using them to wake other people up, one way or the other. This Baruch chapter 2, verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves.
Come on, bro. Come on, man. Yeah, in the land of their community, they'll remember themselves. You know what I mean? What? You will get your identity back. You remember who you are.
God.
Ain't that something?
That's heavy. That's heavy.
And
in the land of their captivity, so they remember themselves.
Oh, but wait a minute. I thought the Jewish people know who they are.
They already know who they are.
Hey, man.
Wow.
That's something.
Yo, you small hats got some explaining to do,
bro. That's too heavy, bro. That was written thousands of years ago, dude.
Listen,
thousands of years ago, man. He said, "Look, when y'all get scattered out of this land, and I get you to these other nations, wherein they are scattered. You remember yourself then." Even though it tells you that what they wanted to remove the remembrance from us, that Israel shall no longer be in remembrance. And they wanted to, I was part of the conspiracy was for us to just be everything else but an Israelite.
Right.
As they literally spend billions of dollars every year. They got 24/7 think tanks on how do we keep these guys calling themselves niggas instead of an Israelite. That's why there's a media blackout on Israelite groups. You don't think these Edomites don't see all these groups downtown in every major city and wondering and probably sitting there thinking, then why are they not talking about these people that are just preaching this hate?
You never see like a news, Fox or CNN, and nobody roll up on none of these brothers, man. Nowhere. They don't even say nothing about it in the news unless one of them so-called that went on a rampage like that one that went in so-called. I don't even think he was in no camp or nothing. He wasn't involved with nobody. He was just the one that shot them. The one that was about that was a couple years ago.
Was that out in New Jersey, I believe?
Yeah, somewhere over there.
At that so-called supermarket that was owned by Jewish people or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, only the demonizers. They'll put it up as a way to demonize us within the text of what actually transpired. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they never associated when a so-called Jewish man commits a murder. They don't associate that with his belief system or his religion. It's just on him.
No. All these Christians that do these mass shootings. So many Christians that do these mass shootings. It's ridiculous.
Yep. No one talks about Edomite Christian terrorism, which has been the most foremost form of terrorism practice for the last 500 years, over 500 years at this point, since 1492. And you can go even before that. You can say 1453. You can go. You really fit since the 15th century. These people have practiced white Christian terrorism across the planet. No one talks about that. That's why Kyrie said, you don't talk about all the atrocities that you did, for our people, the 300 million bones that are buried here that y'all slaughtered. Because Kyrie Irving's mom, by the way, is Native American. She passed away, but she was Native American. So for you guys that are that say that what do you call it? That say if you're not, both of your parents are not black, you're a momser. See, you guys are clowns, man. You guys are real clowns for real. Yeah, would you throw away Kyrie Irving? A lot of you Negroites. His mom is Native, is so-called Native American that y'all say are not our people, and they're heathens. And if you mix with them, the child is a momser.
So I guess you have no Messiah.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole nother question. I guess if you go back into the lineage,
all the way down
with other people that were non-Israelite women that were brought through that line, correct?
God.
Yeah, but it's great discussion. I mean, it's I think this is like as big as it can get as far as with this. We probably don't really need to rehash this topic too much. I think this is like the ultimate breakdown of the Kanye West, Kyrie Irving situation. What it means to us. So yeah, if this guy can step down, bro, the kind of conversations you can have with Jake is going to be pretty good.
Oh yeah.
To talk about, what do y'all think about Kyrie Irving leaving? It's Kanye West. Kanye West is still trying to figure out what's going on, and pretty much like I don't think he's going to figure out because he don't got the kind of people around him, unfortunately. he just don't got the right type of people around him to tell him like, Negro, you need to leave the country. Like, like that's what I would tell him. Like, bro, you can't even get around a camp. You that freaking, what do you call it? Radioactive, man. It's like you're radioactive material at this point. Like he can't even get around. Like he would have to go underground, and his ego won't allow him to be not the spotlight. Like you start getting around Israelite groups, you're gonna have to go underground. Now, some Israelite groups will try and push him to the forefront, which would be goofy as hell. Like, he'd have to go zero dark 30. Like, get off of social media altogether. Like, don't even post nothing anymore. Don't even try and draw no controversy to you. Like, unfortunately, he's tied to the Kardashians. He'll never be underground. At least Kyrie can go underground. Right. Like, because he's not tied to something like that's a freaking media. Yeah, it's a whole different ball game. Like you're tied to the Kardashians. You're never gonna get around that, bro. Every time you want to see your kids, even if you try going underground, you're gonna be going to talk to you about you. That's why I think really controversy. I mean, I think the next step that they want to do with Kanye, I think they're gonna try and get rid of him.
Yeah. They'll get rid of him, and then they're gonna put handlers on his kids, on his sons.
Yeah. They're
gonna put some handlers over there while they're young and raise so they don't come up the same way he was and behave the same way he was.
Yeah.
So they don't be able to see nothing and be like, man, my dad was saying that. They're gonna keep all that away from them kids.
Bro, Kanye West is done. Like, I'm telling y'all, people, like, he's done. Yeah. Like, when I say he's done, bro, he's done. Like, forget any music, man. Music ain't dropping. First of all, even if you're independent artist, Azariah, do you upload your stuff? Do you upload your music on TuneCore or anything like that?
Yeah, DistroKid.
DistroKid. So it's on Spotify. It's on Apple Music. Is it on Amazon Music?
Amazon. It'll come through all of them joints.
Correct. Azariah can upload music on new music on these streaming platforms. Kanye West can't even do that. They will block it. Like, I don't think, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't understand like what we're talking about. Like, they are literally closing him off. He's done. They're right now.
Know what he need to do?
What?
Go get him one of these mics with the speaker and stand out there on the corner like us with a bucket right there and get some money.
Bro. His money is dwindling. The money he has, he's about to get sued for it. He's gonna owe taxes.
And he gonna lose, definitely. If he go to court, he gonna lose.
Yep. Bro, he's done. He's done.
Yeah, it's over with, man.
They are making an example out of him. And next, right now, Kyrie Irving can leave and pretty much, after a month, you're not going to hear about him anymore. He can just go completely underground, and they'll just say former retired NBA player, and they might try and, if he joins a group, they might try and find out what group he's a part of and try and disparage that group and what they push.
If he try to fight for his job, though, he going to be done too. They going to finish him after that. Yeah. They actually probably won't even trying to push him away by suspending him to see what he going to do. But if he try to come back, they going to bring something else. They're going to be like, have you had some time to rethink your thoughts?
But the only way he's going to come back, he's got to do a public statement on video.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do. They're going to force him to do a public statement on video denouncing anti-Semitism.
Yep. Humiliation.
Even denouncing the documentary, denouncing his identity. I mean, they might go as far as that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Humiliation.
Yeah. That's what they want him to do. They want, because he already released a statement on Instagram and it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. They still suspended him for 5 games. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they want more. Like, they want him to do way more, and it might be something way more. Like,
I wonder how that works. Is that even listed in his contract? Them type of stipulations? Like suspending him and not getting paid?
Yeah. In the contracts, I think there's like behavioral clauses.
Yeah.
So in these things, like if you did anything controversial, whether, of course, we know if it's a law thing, but anything that tarnishes the image, misrepresents the image of the NBA or your team, can be subject to that. Now he can sue. He could sue them probably for the rest of his contract and say, "Hey, I didn't do anything that violated any behavioral clauses in the contract, and I'm entitled to this guaranteed money that based on my contract." Because usually you'd have to buy out his contract in order to not have any legal ramifications. Now, if he were to retire, I think that he will be forfeiting his salary for the rest of the year and his future earnings. However, if they were to suspend him, eventually I think they would have to buy out his contract because it's guaranteed money. So if they suspended him indefinitely, they could eventually either trade his salary over to another team and he wouldn't play with the team because maybe they want to get some players out of it. There's some ways around how they can still pay him but not be on the hook for his rest of his contract. But it is guaranteed money, that he has. And in fact, Azariah, did you know whether or not he was supposed to sign an extension and he didn't this year, or they didn't offer to him, or did they give it to him?
He wasn't necessarily supposed to sign the extension. They kind of took it away from the previous year with the whole with the vaccination thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm
looking it up right now.
They didn't do that, and then this is supposed to be his year to try to get it.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. He actually has. This is his last year under contract, so he's scheduled to make almost $37 million with the Brooklyn Nets. He is a unrestricted free agent after this season. What team is going to sign him in 2023?
He might need to go ahead and retire. He might need to rethink that.
Correct.
This last 30, even give him the benefit of not embarrassing by not nobody picking him up.
And this makes sense why Brooklyn is doing what they're doing. They have no economic ties to him after the season anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So even if they have, so that's why Nike. That's because you got to remember the Nike people at Nike are going to talk to the people in the NBA before they made that decision about getting rid of Kyrie Irving's sneaker, the Kyrie 8s.
This is his last year anyway. He's not playing anymore after this.
Correct. Bro, like this is the perfect timing because he was supposed to get an extension, but because of what he did last year, they didn't want to give him an extension on his deal.
Yeah.
So they see how he plays this year with the team, and then if they see he's on his best behavior and he's doing what he needs to do, then they would have extended him definitely because he's still in his prime. They would have gave him the max deal and extended him. But now, bro, he's done. Like he's more than likely done. I would not be surprised if the Nike thing tells me that they're done with him in NBA. It doesn't make any sense for him to come back if Nike ended his deal. It doesn't even make any sense.
Nope. Stage is set.
Yeah, it makes no sense. What's he gonna do? Come back and ball in some New Balances? Like, because ain't no bro.
I mean, look, you've accomplished everything. Now, look, the awakening is happening, man. It's about you finding out, like you said, he's proud to be of who he is in that last interview. Hey, do some more digging, my brother, because at this point, I mean, you've done all you really need to do in the NBA. Well, don't try, I need to get rings like Jordan and all that. That's the standard they try to push that they're not going to let anyone get to that point. They're not going to do that. Mm-hmm. He's at a point of no return. You know what I'm saying? The only person that LeBron was trying to bring him on to the Lakers at one point, but now at this point, LeBron don't want nothing to do with that type of that action with that. He can't associate himself with it. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, Kyrie, look, you've done everything. He's done everything he could possibly do at this point. It's time you just drop out, my guy.
Yep.
Nothing left.
Bang.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. He just needs to drop out. This is his last year on the contract. They'll probably, if they suspend him, they can suspend him without pay for violating team rules or whatever.
Yeah.
He made, and he's basically going to be untouchable by other teams from a free agency perspective because of the controversy.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't think no team is going to trade for him. You know, I think the NBA is going to circle their wagons around him and basically say, you know, I think they're getting them calls from them small hats at the very top, and, you know, even including Adam Silver is probably hearing from people above him,
most definitely,
saying, get him out. You can't have an NBA superstar representing being an Israelite openly in a public forum, because he apologized already for the so-called Jewish people and how they felt about his actions. Do you think that's what they're really concerned about? The fact that they still suspended him after that shows you that they're more concerned about him saying he's a Jew than anything.
Right.
Yep. That's what it is.
You know, that's really what it is. So yeah. Sure, I think that's it. I mean, if y'all got anything else to say, I think we did a great show in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? For y'all brothers and sisters that didn't catch the beginning of it, you know, highly recommend that y'all watch it to fully understand. We did go into the Kanye West thing to build into the Kyrie thing, but it to give you insight as to why these celebrities, every time they say that they're a Jew, why are they so quick to back down? Because, you know, like we said, you know, we're hoping the best for the brother Kanye, but you know, Kanye's in a worse situation than Kyrie, and it's just not going to end well for Kanye. I mean, I think as he sees these doors closing, and I think he's gonna come to a realization like, damn, I really, you know, I underestimated this thing, and I don't think Kanye West is at the point to step away from the public sphere. I think he likes to be in the spotlight, and I think that's going to be his undoing mainly. It's his ability not to just step away because he really believes he's just this mega genius, this Walt Disney, as he calls himself, this Nikola Tesla type of figure. And then, you know, he even alluded to being almost like a Moses type figure in the stuff he was saying in these interviews.
Oh, he said it. He said, yes. He said exactly that.
Yeah.
And he has to, you know, he did say in one interview outside that him losing his endorsements would humble him. That has humbled him like, to an extent, but to what extent? Is it humbled like scripture's humbled, or is it yay humbled? You know what I'm saying? Because even after that, he still said, I know how George Floyd feels to have a knee put on my neck. You know what I'm saying? And I understand what he means, but you know, come on,
yay. Bad analogy.
It's not a good one. It's not a good one.
Yeah, there's no need for them to, even the whole Zombieland thing. They can go that far, but what do they need from Kanye at this point? What is he able to produce that the elites need from him as of right now?
Exactly.
Unless it's to completely turn him to a full-blown clown, where he just becomes like a political pawn on the left, completely, because the right ain't even touching him. And he's trying to be with the right, and the right ain't even coming to his defense right now.
Nope.
Except for a few Edomites here and there that saying Kanye was right. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's all they're saying. You ain't seeing nobody prominent in the right defending him.
No defense.
Saying even Candace Owens was like being threatened to have her platform removed, and she had to kind of like fall back because of her ties to Kanye. So, bro, like, he's finished. They don't even need anything from him, bro. The only thing they have to do is just to basically either institutionalize him to where he's just obsolete and he's just a freaking, like, you know what I'm saying, he's just complete full zombie, and he's just gonna be looking crazy out there, like a lot, like out there looking like a Jake version of Macaulay Culkin. You know what I'm saying?
You need to get rid of that lawyer, get rid of that trainer. You need to get all them folks out of his circle, man.
Wow. He still trusts his enemies. That's the problem too. You still hear him.
Got his enemies sitting right on the side of him.
Yep. Like he can't. And if he's under any lawsuits, he can't run to another country like that, because they can stop his ability. I mean, they can always expedite him back to face these lawsuits and things like that. Like, he would still have to handle all these lawsuits, clear those out, and then leave. Another thing they can do, they can start bringing up. They could say that they could start bringing up women. They could Bill Cosby him. Put him in jail.
That's a good point.
That's a good Bill Cosby, and just bring up a couple of groupies that say that they dealt with him back in 2009, You know what I'm saying, or whatever, and basically say he raped them and all this. Bro, they could do all kinds of stuff, bro. Like they can really destroy this man. I think they might methodically go through the methodically destroying him, like versus like probably making it look like an overdose, if you know what I mean. I think they may go. I think they may go that route, putting legal cases on him, various legal cases, and just basically slowly wear him down, slowly take everything away from him.
All his money.
Yeah, exactly, and then eventually
spending his money on legal fees.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then that, because the thing about it, they want to make, if they make a full example out of somebody, it's a buck breaking process where buck breaking would happen in front of other people that are being enslaved. They could go through a full buck breaking of Kanye to make every other celebrity and entertainer, athlete say, I don't want to be, I don't want to be Kanye.
Think twice if they want to say something.
Yeah.
They want to come to the scripture in Baruch. If they want to come to the knowledge of their identity, you better think twice, Negro.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the next step. If they want to control a lot of these celebrity jakes in that position, they got to make examples of certain people so that way people say, I don't want to go that route. I'm good. I'm gonna do whatever y'all say. I ain't gonna say none of that stuff. I'm gonna be at bar mitzvahs. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be celebrating. I'm gonna be sitting there with some small hats with some. You know what I'm saying?
Another reason why knowing your identity, having the knowledge of that by itself is just not enough. You still need a savior, man. You need Yahawashi to rock with.
That's what Kanye need, man. That's his last resort right there. That's his only way out of this. You got to come to the gospel, man.
Bruh.
D
Rose just acknowledged himself as well being an Israelite, I believe.
I heard something of that.
Something like that, yeah. The brother of Yahweh Bob did remember hearing that earlier today somewhere. Somebody was talking about that on the YouTube or whatever, but yeah, these NBA players and these athletes, they know, man, they come on, you have conversations, man. They be sitting on them buses going from the hotel to the arena. They be on flights. They, one of them probably sharing an Israelite video, you know what I mean? And they like, yo, check this out. Here's this book. Check this out.
The buses pass by us all the time. That's the route to the Toyota Center, right where we be at.
Yep.
The buses pass right there.
Yeah, right, because their hotels that they would stay at like probably a Hyatt Regency. I know my dad worked at Hyatt Regency. I know they still on Louisiana. I know that's where all the athletes and entertainers stayed at when they came to Houston to perform. So they probably still have the same. They're probably still going there, or they're probably at the Marriott over there by the George R. Brown.
Right.
Because that's you got a few other hotels, but they more than likely stay at a place like that.
Right.
Those two. So yeah, you be seeing them buses. They driving through right there.
Yep.
It's
in every city. You got brothers on every corner, every city.
Yep. They can always come down to the hotel and top it up with brothers in these various cities. So I think I think right now, NBA is very worried about how many NBA players believe what Kyrie believes. And I think that's what they're going to, I think they're definitely sending out memos to the teams and to the agents to warn their players about basically pushing anything anti-Semitic. And they don't have to go into detail what anti-Semitic means. Anti-Semitic means saying anything against some small hats or saying that you are a Jew.
To them, they rewrote the definition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they rewrote the definition.
Oh, by the way, Kanye West tweeted earlier today that he said, it seems to me that anti-Semitic means nigger. Wow. There's a lot of truth to that.
That's it.
You were anti-Semitic. Oh, get the book of Acts.
13:1.
You already know. Get it. Get the book of Acts 13:1.
All right. Acts 13:1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called nigger.
Mm-hmm. Which that they put it in capital letters. That name, that Niger being called nigger in Latin, was an actual class.
Look, look in the New Living. I read it in the New Living.
Okay.
Among the prophets and teachers of the church of Antioch of Syria were Barnabas, Simeon, called the Black Man.
I wish I had that NLT when I did that lesson. Because in the lesson when I do it, I break it down how it shows that it means that. But if I had the NLT to close it out, that would have been icing on the cake. That's heavy. And you know what's crazy about that, Ak? It is known in the Christian. It is known in the Christian, what do you call it? Scholarship? What do you call it again? And among Christian scholars, it is known that the early believers were Israelites. The early church believers in these early churches were Israelites, including the ones that were in Antioch.
Mm-hmm.
So even if they say the whole Gentiles thing was later, they know that those early churches were Israelites.
Mm-hmm. Ain't no getting around it, man. Hey, man.
Bro, that NLT, hey, that NLT.
That was
some of the way they translate it.
They snitched. He saw be snitching on himself, man.
Their tongue always fall up on themselves,
bruh.
All the time,
bro. It never fails, man. And that's why you got precepts. Some sections of these Jews, you know, they Jewish people, they don't accept like Revelation 2:9, 3:9. They ain't gonna rock with those. And look, and that's why I said in there, look, man, that's why he said, I'm gonna let you know, I'm gonna let them know that I have loved thee, you know, roughly paraphrased. I'm gonna let them know, because there seems to be a perception of all these people that are calling themselves people that they're really not. I'm gonna let them know who the real people are.
Yep.
Man. Now, mind you, the crazy thing about it was Simeon on the Acts 13. Simeon is a Hebrew name. The name Simeon is a Hebrew name.
Yep.
You can look it up. You can look up the origin of the name Simeon. It's going to tell you it's a Hebrew name, which means Shemayawan, which means the Lord has heard, or you know, because Shemai means to hear. Shemayawan. So done for. Done for. These Edomites is going. I'm telling you, man, this thing is the biggest controversy on the planet, man. Is who are the real people? Who are the lost tribes, man? Not the 12 tribes of Judah. 12 tribes of Judah. The boy Kanye West is all over the place. Was it the 12 tribes of Judah? The blood of Christ. The 12 tribes of Judah.
12 tribes of Judah.
Who's teaching this guy?
He's got a lot to learn, man.
Our brother, we understand, man. We've been in that state of confusion for a long time. Yeah, you talked to me 15 years ago, my butt would have been like, "Who are the real Jews?" Oh, but they're in the land right now.
Me too.
Steven Spielberg. I mean, I'm confused. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. We're gonna see how this plays out, man. This is gonna be a building topic. It's just perfect how the Most High set this thing up, where the shutdown happened. These people trying to bring out their new world order, and then this is just happening. Like some they even try to bottle up. You know, they're trying to hold it down. You know what I'm saying? But it's like it just keeps coming out, and the thing about it is touching the areas where they don't want it. They want it to stay underground. They don't want it to touch celebrities and get to higher places.
That was the scripture when I read in Psalms. The truth just sprang up.
Come on,
Don't keep springing up.
Yep.
Yep. Like it just can't hold. It can't stay down no more. It can't. It got to come up out of the earth.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't hold it back, man. It's going to come out, man. It's going to come up, man.
That truth of knowing Israelite, guess what? That also means that truth too. The full gospel is going to come out too. So it ain't gonna be. It's gonna come out to the people it's supposed to come out to, man. This whole thing gonna be reached. You know what I'm saying? They can't keep it down.
Nah.
Yeah, the brother. I seen a precept of the brother had brought out. I think that's in Maccabees. I don't know the chapter. Oh, First Maccabees 1 and 53. They drove this verse 53. It says, and drove the Israelites into secret places, even wheresoever they could flee of succor. So basically, this stuff is could drive these. This persecution can drive, men like Kyrie into these secret places, man, away from the public sphere, underground, away from media, to build and learn, man.
Yep.
Because Kyrie Irving has a duality aspect of his identity where, his mom's lineage goes back to Native Americans. So he identifies with that, with the atrocity that happened to the natives, realizing he's on the land that his mother's ancestors directly were tied to before these people took over. Then on his father's side, his dad's lineage was directly brought into captivity on cargo slave ships. So that identity aspect that I followed over the years of Kyrie Irving has really formulated a lot of his thinking. That's really been and I think because of that, he had to look at both sides and realize it's under this system of white supremacy. Mm-hmm. And you already know if he's not going to get the VPAC. See, let me tell you what Kyrie easily could have just got a doctor to just say he took it. You think LeBron really took the VPAC? Come on now. You think he really took it, but he pushed that he did, and he pushed for other people to do it. Kyrie didn't even want to go that far. He had the integrity to say, I'm not going to take it, or say for other people to take it. Because he could have just not taken it and said, hey, y'all take it, like LeBron did. He didn't want to take it nor act like he took it. So Kyrie has a lot of integrity for that because he lost money. He was willing to lose his career over not taking that V. Then eventually when they passed it that you didn't need to take it, he looked like a real stand-up dude. And the Most High allowed him to get that initial victory last year by him standing up to that. So I think that would prepare him potentially to go as far as retiring if he has to.
I wouldn't put it past the brother now if he don't.
Bro, he retires, man. Internet gonna go nuts.
They're gonna be some sick puppies out there.
Bruh. Mm-hmm. And 30 is a good year to being age 30 is a good year. Hey, he should read that Luke. It says, she read that gospel where it says Yahushua was about 30 years old. Yeah. He started his ministry. That stuff right there, if he see that, shoot.
Hey, y'all willing? Y'all willing, that's what happens, man. Hey, y'all willing, like I said, y'all willing, it's gonna be another situation that pops up with someone else. It's gonna be a domino effect. Y'all willing.
Yeah.
More than likely this is gonna happen.
Bruh. If that happens, NBA Adam Silver won't know what to say. I'm telling you, bro. These boys will be in, bruh. It would be that'd be the biggest sports story of the year is Kyrie, in American sports. would be
they might get old vocab, but go up in there and talk to him like he had to go to the NFL.
Yep. Yeah.
Go and debunk Hebrew Israelism.
Yeah, half of them dudes gonna be in there like this clown.
Goofy, man.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Well, let me get this. I'm gonna get this precept Akim real quick. Beforehand, Matthew 24:14, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
Come on,
brothers, sisters, like, share, subscribe, get this gospel spread out across the four corners of the earth. That's what we want to do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody scattered abroad. Hey, we never know, man. We're looking to get Yahawashi HaMashiach push, because even like we state many times, was even deeper than your nationality is Yahawashi HaMashiach, because we need a savior from all these atrocities that we're dealing with, from the fact that we can't even claim our own identity, can't even speak it.
Mm-hmm.
God, it's a repeat, just like what the brother read in Maccabees earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
it's a repeat. You know what I'm saying? Nothing new under the sun. It's the same thing going on right now as our brothers went and sisters went through back then.
Yeah, bro. It's man.
Yeah.
Y'all got anything else? I'm about to.
Hey, man, that's it.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
Well, we pray that
this very heavy, very, very heavy lesson.
Oh yeah.
Live stream, man. This is a very heavy one, you know. So I mean, this is what it is, man. We're gonna hopefully see what's gonna happen, man. I think the Most High is making so many moves, working on the minds of our people. Man, I mean, this thing just goes to other levels, and I think they're worried about this getting it just continues. The controversy stays alive, and the Most High is gonna keep his word. He's gonna continue to shake our people up, man. And you know, and right now I think they have the midterms coming up. The Democrats are failing. They're not. A lot of Jakes is like not wanting to vote at all no more. They're losing votes. They're losing support. So people are starting to like shake away from believing in this system more and more. And you know, tells you, you know, everybody knows like the state of our people, that we are rebels in a good way when it comes to these other nations. Eventually, we're just going to stand up and fight back. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they're scared of, because they know that who's behind us as a people. They know, especially at the very top, they know. That's it. You know, ain't got no other words. We could probably just go ahead and close it out.
Hey, with that, you know, we're gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahawashi. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, learning and/or teaching this gospel in truth and sincerity, as we diligently wait on the second coming of our Lord and Savior Yahawashi HaMashiach to deliver us from this wicked land, these wicked people. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.